The Bills game with the Browns will be played in Detroit on Sunday. The team will travel tomorrow. The Patriots host the Jets Sunday, and ESPN's Mike Reese believes this is a critical game for New England because of what's down the road.
Look what's coming up after this game. At Minnesota, 8-1 team on the road Thanksgiving night, and then come back home the next Thursday at home against the Bills. So if you don't get this game, your season might be headed in the wrong direction.
Mike Reese on KJ and Max. Titans offensive coordinator Todd Downing is charged with DUI and speeding after the team came back to Nashville. The Titans beat the Packers in Green Bay last night. In the new FIBA World Basketball rankings, Spain is number 1 with Team USA now second, falling out of the top spot for the first time since 2010. The U.S. women's team is still number 1 by a wide margin over China.
The new Venture X card from Capital One. Earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars and 5x miles on flights when you book through Capital One Travel, plus 2x miles on all other purchases. Capital One. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. That's check. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com. And good luck from ESPN Asheville.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy here in the Ingles Studio on ESPN Asheville. 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. Welcome into another fantastic Football Friday here on ESPN Asheville, coming to you, like I said, live from the Ingles Studio on ESPN Asheville. You can hear us everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Take us with you everywhere you go. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel while you're on the YouTube page. That way you can join us in the chat. You can also see us or get those alerts whenever we are live. I'm sorry, there was somebody screaming down the hall, and now I'm all thrown off. And
Yeah, that's what that was the problem.
It's a Football Friday.
I'm checking it.
Yeah. We've got the cops on the scene.
I was about to say we got a guy with firearms. I know that you go handle that. I trust.
That's right. As we do each and every Friday, picking every game in the NFL slate against the spread. Jeremy could have used our help last night, Dave. By the way, Green Bay Packers. Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, they're not good at football. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
All right.
He took the pack, did he?
He did.
I thought the Dallas game was the turning of the corner for the Green Bay Packers.
I did not.
What I didn't realize is that the Dallas Cowboys actually are just that bad. You lost to that.
Yep.
How about them Cowboys?
Last night, Aaron Rodgers throwing up some ducks in the game against the Tennessee Titans. We'll talk more about that game coming up later on in the program. But we have Asheville Police Chief Zack in with us. Let's play Beat the Chief. Tank one again. Yeah, it was another good week for me.
And yet, here's the funny thing: you have exactly a one-game lead over both of us.
I do.
You keep winning, and yet somehow you cannot distance yourself.
Well, I mean, it's because we're all so good at picking games.
Is it that?
Yeah, I was about to say.
All narrow victories just by the hair of my chinny chin chin, which is very wispy, as you can see in the YouTube channel. I was 8-5 last week. Jeremy and the Chief both 7-6, which brings me a one-game lead in Beat the Chief, 66, 66, and 5. So I'm fully even on the year. You guys obviously one game back, 65, 67, and 5. Now, Beat the Chief always brought to you by, of course, Clarissa Hyatt Zack of eXp Realty. Go to ClarissaSellsWNC.com. For Week 11, we started out with the Baltimore Ravens against the Carolina Panthers.
Oh, yeah, you're going back to Baker Mayfield?
Yep.
This shouldn't take long.
Now, Baltimore at home, 13-point favorite. That's a big line. What do we always say? Don't take big lines.
You can take them against Baker Mayfield.
I think you can. I'm on Baltimore minus 13. It didn't really even take me half a second to think about it.
Ditto. Is that good enough analysis? with Baker Mayfield. And I'll be honest with you, this is how bad he actually is. I forgot when I wrote this game down that he was the starter this week, and I thought it was P.J. Walker. Wrote down Carolina. I started to think, I went, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, it's Baker. Yeah, it's Baltimore.
Yeah,
give me Baltimore.
I did the exact same thing. If Walker was playing, I would have gone with Carolina. But it's Mayfield. No way. And you know what? I mean, is Wilkes making a case for the job?
No.
You don't think so?
No. He is awful. He is awful.
I disagree. I disagree.
Smoked by the Cincinnati Bengals.
I don't know.
I don't agree that he's awful. I just don't think this is where this is going. Like, we've been here before, right? I mean, Carolina Panthers, you get the interim coach in and you go, he's doing such a great job. Is he, though? I mean.
Okay, so I'm going to draw you a parallel, and maybe you'll see why I think this is absolutely ridiculous that people keep asking this. This would be like running out on your own wedding, and if you go with Steve Wilkes, deciding to marry the fourth bachelorette, like the fourth bridesmaid. Like, they weren't even that good of friends. The dress fit.
Yeah,
no.
Wilkes gets his job. That's my prediction.
Yeah,
I think it's going to happen.
I'll be honest with you. I've looked at the candidates in this cycle. I can't imagine how you go, yeah, let's do that. I do think your offensive coordinator is going to be rather popular in this hiring cycle.
Dorsey?
McAdoo?
Yeah. No.
Dorsey?
Ken Dorsey.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Carolina Panthers. It's like, what drugs are you on? And Chief, crimes. That's crimes. He's doing crimes, obviously. Okay, I get it. Ken Dorsey. Yeah, that's obviously.
No, I'll be really honest with you. I'm not sure that his offensive coordinator's not a candidate. My offensive coordinator's not a candidate, and so is yours.
Yep.
I won't be shocked if they all three get jobs. They'll all three interview.
Dorsey's got another year or two. I mean, it even took Dable 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
but it's an
Dorsey's not going to
league, and look how good Dable's been.
Yeah, but Dorsey's not going to get the credit for grooming Josh Allen. If anything, if that offense continues to stumble.
But to me, that's why Dorsey with the Carolina Panthers
makes
so
all
much
the sense.
because he's worked there before.
He started there.
Okay.
He started there. There's the Dan Morgan thing. You go down this rabbit hole, and it's an imitation league. Brian Daboll is winning with nothing with the Giants. Offensively, the defense is good. But just the fact that you two had dinner together for a year, that's plenty enough. Some of the names I've heard, and I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus because we're friends with one of them. Okay, if that guy's getting interviews, Ken Dorsey has no shot of not getting a job.
I just think about David Tepper. Like, okay, so David Tepper went all in, and he went, great big $8 million contract for Matt Rule. I don't see him just going, yeah, let's give it to the assistant guy.
I think transition guy, work towards the tank, hire him for a year or two, hire him to fire him.
Yeah, but
with how bad that division is, you can't really steer into the tank.
No.
Because you might be the best team in that division in a year.
100%.
If they take Will Levis, they'll have the best quarterback in that division immediately.
Depending on who Atlanta takes.
Atlanta's not taking the quarterback.
Really?
Atlanta's not going to be in the top 10. What are they going to do? Go get Hendon Hooker? Let's do that. That'll be fun.
I would not. In fact, I would probably put money on that.
You're underselling the fact that they put draft capital into a guy last year.
Yeah,
never forget that what you
so
should
did
do.
The Carolina Panthers, and that's not going to keep them from doing anything.
One was later. B, he got hurt.
By like 10 picks, right?
No, it was more than that. And yes, you did trade up to get him. But that was also a different coach.
Yeah, that's true.
This is not going to be a different coach. This is Arthur Smith, the same GM. You all did this. And now you're telling me a year later? No.
Yeah. No, I have. None of us have any faith that the Carolina Panthers are going to be able to go on the road this week and not lose by more than 2 scores. against the Baltimore Ravens. We're all on Baltimore minus the 13 against the Panthers. And you'll hear that game over on our sister station, News Radio 570, WWBNC, on Sunday, 12 o'clock airtime, 1 o'clock is the kick. Chicago Bears are going to be down in Atlanta to take on the Falcons, and the Falcons are a 3-point favorite at home. Chief, would you like to break the ice on this one?
I am completely on the Fields bandwagon right now.
As am I.
I will take the Bears.
As am I.
I am for one more week. Now, all right.
Until he forces us off. Until he forces us off.
When you say you're completely on the Fields bandwagon, I need you to elaborate on what you mean by that. He's doing really well against bad defenses. This will work against the Falcons and the Lions and the Dolphins. By the way, they lost both of those games. I don't know why that just gets lost on everybody. They lost them both.
It's not lost on us.
They're scoring 30 points.
You're right.
They're scoring 30 points a game, and they're getting points.
Their defense is so bad that they're losing these games. It's not Justin's fault.
This is not just on the defense. Come on now. Watch the game. You're running the veer. All right? You score. Oh, look, we're doing so well. And you turn around and give it to Jared Goff. And, hey, this is what an NFL offense looks like. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can keep running that sweet little middle school offense you're running with your middle school quarterback. As soon as you play a realistic quarterback, bye-bye now. Bye-bye. In 4 straight games they play his team, my team, and the Philadelphia Eagles. Good luck with that.
Well, I may not be on the bandwagon then. Yeah. I'm just saying I'm on the bandwagon this week. That's why it's a bandwagon.
For one more. For one more, and then you should be trying to sell your ticket on that bandwagon.
This bandwagon is only good for 3 hits.
Yeah.
It's like Creed. Yeah. You can be on the bandwagon for 3 good songs.
It is a great bandwagon to be on, but I will say there's a speed bump coming, and they did not do it right.
He totally wasn't paying attention.
The course will get corrected,
I just
but
did
not
Creed
this week.
slander, and he didn't hear it.
I don't even acknowledge your Creed slander. You were one of those people on Ticketmaster trying to get Tay-Tay tickets, so I don't listen to your slander on music.
Chicago plus the 3 all across the board?
I'm on Chicago, yes.
Yes, okay, all right. We're all on Chicago plus the 3 at the Atlanta Falcons. The Washington Commanders down in Houston to take on the Texans. And Washington's a 3-point favorite.
Am I the only one that feels like this is a trap?
A trap for
I feel
what?
like this is a trap. This line is awful. This line's terrible. The Commanders just beat an undefeated Philadelphia Eagles team.
Right.
Now you go to Houston against a team that can't play in traffic, and you're only giving 3?
Can't play in traffic?
Houston's awful.
They may be awful, but
they bleed the clock. That's it. Exactly. The clock never stops moving. That's more than 3.
They don't get killed, is what I'm saying. They have not gotten killed. They've not gotten killed in practically any game they played this year.
This number means they'd be less than a touchdown dog in Washington.
I don't think so. I think it'd be the same. I know statistically,
that's kind of like saying I don't think tomorrow's Saturday. Well, today's Friday, so yes, they would indeed actually be. It's a 3-point swing. They would be a 6-point favorite at home. That doesn't make any sense to me. Mm-hmm. I'm taking Washington, but I'm not going to lie. I feel like Vegas is toying with me here.
I mean, it's Washington minus the 3. Easy.
Agreed.
Okay.
Right. Agreed.
Man, there has not been a lot of dissension in the ranks here.
It's only 3 games.
It's only 3. We still got a whole lot more games to pick.
Well, I will say this. Our history is when we all agree on things, it goes much the way of Wile E. Coyote. Right off a cliff.
So here you go. We got 3 across the board agreements so far. So final scores will be Baltimore 27, Carolina 21. Chicago will lose to the Atlanta Falcons 48-7. And the Washington Commanders
will lose to the Houston Texans.
Okay, see, that's where it falls apart. Like, no, they're not. They're not losing to the Houston Texans. As much as I want to see Ron Rivera cry. The Buffalo Bills and the Cleveland Browns. This game is being moved to Detroit. If Buffalo can get out of Buffalo, like, I don't understand why they haven't left yet, but their plan is Hopefully there'll be a little break in the snow tomorrow and they can get out of town. We'll talk more about that coming up after the break right here on ESPN Asheville. We'll give Chief David Zack the opportunity to bet his team. Buffalo, Cleveland. Coming up next right here on ESPN Asheville. Play and beat the Chief with Asheville Police Chief David Zack. Brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of eXp Realty. Go to
You
Clarissa
should write
Sales.
that down.
I have it written down. I just didn't look at it. Clarissa Hyatt Zack of eXp Realty. Go to ClarissaSalesWNC.com.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
Are you ready to tackle your banking needs? Home Trust Bank's team of expert advisors and lenders want to be your teammate. We want to hear your story, learn your aspirations, and assist you with financial needs, and provide options that are tailored to you. With a wide range of personal, mortgage, and commercial services, you will discover all your banking needs under one roof with a local and personalized touch at Home Trust Bank. Score big with Home Trust Bank. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Cullowhee is the place to be on Saturday, November 19th, as WCU football takes on Chattanooga. Come cheer on the Catamounts and second-year coach Kerwin Bell as the Catamounts take on the Mocs. Advanced ticket sales start at just $16 for adults and $11 for kids. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. at Whitmire Stadium on the beautiful campus of Western Carolina University. For tickets, visit catamountsports.com or call 800-34-GO-WCU. Go Cats!
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
Hi, my name is Jackie, and a little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the whipped cream and the cherry on top. It's like a little bow on top of this great present of peppermint chip goodness. It tastes like the holidays.
Hey, my name is Chandler, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the little pieces of the peppermint that you get. For me, no milkshake is topping the peppermint chip milkshake.
Order a Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, and yes, we are playing Beat the Chief with Asheville Police Chief David Zack, brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of eXp Realty. Go to ClarissaSalesWNC.com. Clarissa, not only a very loving wife, but a very proud mama as well, as Anna Elkins, her daughter, has been named to the Big South All-Academic team for volleyball. She is playing at UNC Asheville, and so we want to say congratulations to Anna for that.
A great student and a great athlete.
There you go. So, you got it all going on in the Clarissa, Dave, Anna family here.
We're doing all right. We're doing all right.
We're doing all right. It's pretty good. Playing Beat the Chief here, and the guys are trying to chase me down with my insurmountable lead in the contest. Up one game on the season am I over the Chief and Jeremy, who are tied one game behind me. Buffalo Bills and the Cleveland Browns has been a big topic of discussion this week because obviously there is a massive snowstorm in Buffalo that has already dropped 3+ feet of snow. Heard on the Weather Channel this morning that it was falling at a rate of like 4 inches an hour at one point.
Yeah, I've been there for that.
Yeah,
I've seen some of that.
Yeah, Dave knows all about that. But the thing is, so they canceled practice this morning because it's not safe for the players to go out. They had their Zoom meetings and everything, but they're still in town. That's the thing that I don't get.
Would you like me to explain this to you?
Absolutely.
All right. Having lived there my entire life, that snow belt, the heart of the snow belt is in Orchard Park, New York. Mm-hmm. That is where all the players live. I used to live east of that, or north of that, I'm sorry, and lived right on the line of that snow belt. The airport is north. I kid you not, a few years back, 7 feet of snow at my house. 1/10 of a mile up the road, nothing.
Nothing.
So the players are actually living where that heavy snowfall is falling. The airport, on the other hand, I know they're getting snow there.
Right.
But they're probably not able to get out of their homes.
Oh, yeah.
And travel those main arteries to the airport. But if there's one thing Buffalo does very, very well, it's remove snow. They will get those roads cleared. They will be able to get to the airport, and if there's a break and the plane can take off, it'll make it. But it's where that snow band and that snow belt is.
Well, that's the talk right now from the team, is that they are expecting there to be a break in the snow tomorrow at some point, and that's when it will give, they said, enough time for the guys to be able to dig out, make sure that their families are safe, and then everybody meet up at the airport, and we're going.
Right.
And we're going to Detroit.
But yeah, game. Right now the players where they live are in the deep part of that snow band.
Absolutely. So anyway, hope everybody up there is staying safe with the snowstorm. But the Buffalo Bills and the Cleveland Browns will be playing in Detroit, and Buffalo is a 7.5-point favorite. Back-to-back losses for this team, and I really feel sorry. I mean, T's and P's for the Cleveland Browns, because I don't see this going their way at all.
Dave said they do something in Buffalo that is unlike any other, which is clear snow. Mm-hmm. They also do something else. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Lost 2 in a row. Cleveland, good luck. You, Godspeed, my friend, because this is going to hurt. I have seen you get annihilated by teams that aren't in this one's ballpark. Mm-hmm. What do you think they're going to do to you? Mm-hmm. Angry.
Chief, what do you think? Are you worried about Josh and his ball security issues?
No, I'm not worried about Josh. What I'm worried about is the run game. And what I would actually like them to see them do is move towards Duke Johnson and Hines, and enough with Singletary.
Okay.
I think they just need a running back to put his head down, go forward, get the 3 yards, keep him in third and manageable. Just Singletary dancing in that backfield. He has run better recently, but I think you just need a professional running back right now who just dives forward and gets a couple and takes what's there, because there's too many second and third and longs. And mostly the result of Singletary getting bottled up in the backfield. Mm-hmm. I'd like to just see him make the change at this point. They got rid of Moss.
Yep.
And I think Singletary is not far behind.
Yeah. Nyheim Hines, it's very good. Very good running back. Doesn't get the credit that he deserves, in my opinion.
They never knew how to use him.
Every time he was in Indianapolis and something happened to the starting running back, Nyheim Hines would come in and, hey, we didn't really miss much of a beat at all. You do still have James Cook on your team, right, though? I mean,
Cook, they need to utilize him more as well.
They do. They absolutely do. But no No worries about the Cleveland game?
No, I think, like I said, I think the Bills will take it. I mean, I'd take them anyway. But I think Allen's been trying to do too much. He's been a little bit too much of the hero ball. It's been almost 10 quarters of that now, and he's hearing it. And if there's one thing Josh Allen is able to do, it's to shut up his critics. And I think he does that this week.
Yeah.
If you go by PFF grades, 50 basically means that you have a clinical pulse.
Okay.
You are living, breathing, and alive. How many starters for the Cleveland Browns rate worse than that?
Worse than 50?
Mm-hmm.
7.
It's 6.
Wow.
It's 6 of the 11. And now you get to take on the Buffalo Bills. Rumbling, stumbling. This is going to be a bloodbath. Right. I mean, I'm telling you right now, this could be 45-3, and it wouldn't shock me in the least.
And that is 4 for 4 across the board here. Buffalo Bills minus the 7.5 against the Cleveland Browns in Detroit. Now, those Detroit Lions, they're going to be on the road this week, which is why they were able to use the Detroit Stadium. Detroit in New York taking on the Giants, and the Giants are a 3-point favorite.
This is a really popular upset call. And to me, that is stupid. Detroit is awful defensively. I mean, historically bad. And now I bring in what might be the definition of your kryptonite, which is a running back that you have to deal with as a pass receiver and as a running back. This is another one. I don't think this is all that close. Give me the G-Men.
I'm on the G-Men as well, minus the 3. I think as bad as that secondary is for the Detroit Lions, I could see Darius Slayton having another big game. He's like the only guy that they have right now, him and Wandale. But
Wandale, he a dog.
But we're still waiting for that big breakout game for him as well.
And it'll come. I mean, he's a lot like Christian Watson, who you saw last night. You have to figure out how to manufacture the touches. I mean, we said that when he got drafted. This is not a ready-made receiver. He wasn't expecting to come into the Giants, Kadarius Toney be gone, Kenny Golladay be irrelevant. But I do think this is a week where you could see him implemented, because he's another version of the same thing that I just said.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guy that you manufacture touches, you get him out in space, and the fact that your linebackers are awful, it rears its ugly head quickly.
Chief, are you ready to buck your never take the Detroit Lions trend?
I am not.
Oh, okay.
I am not.
Good.
No,
Good.
I like the Giants here.
So we stick with that?
Yeah.
So another across the board.
Across the board, New York Giants minus the 3 at home against the Detroit Lions. The New Orleans Saints take on the L.A. Rams at home.
Surely, there will be some dissension on this one.
No, It's my prediction anyway. I got New Orleans minus the 3. I thought about it for a second and went, New Orleans is good. This could be a game that the L.A. Rams... Oh, wait. Cooper Kupp's dead.
Wait. That one thing, that one player you have that's not awful is DMP dead.
Yeah.
Well.
Matthew Stafford with no weapons and just a bad team. To me, it'll be New Orleans wins. It's not going to be a blowout or anything, but, I mean, it could be. And if it is a blowout, it's definitely going to be the Saints doing it, not the Rams.
Well, one of my biggest questions on this game was, what is the over-under? Anybody want to take a stab at that? In an NFL game.
39.
That's exactly right.
On the nose?
It's 39 on the
yes!
nose. This is a game, if you watch our Sunday fantasy show, let me save you the breath. If it involves the Rams or the Saints, the answer is no. Don't do that to yourself. Village Porch, which is where we watch games on Sunday, we will be there this Sunday as well. 51 North Merriman Avenue. There is a Saints Backers Club, and I have a funny feeling they're not going to have a lot to cheer about, but they will leave happy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. New Orleans minus the 3, Chief.
I like New Orleans as well. No weapons for the Rams.
I thought there was going to be a dissension there.
No, not there. How about The Philadelphia Eagles, coming off a loss, going up against the, well, let's just face it, it's a force that cannot be stopped.
Oh, good Lord.
He's undefeated, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, unless you go back to when he was a high school coach and he was oft defeated.
Jeff Saturday, the head coach of the Indianapolis Colts, takes his horsies. Well, they stay home to take on the Philadelphia Eagles, coming off their first loss of the season. Philly's a 7-point favorite. I don't feel like that's nearly enough. Am I wrong?
This is one of those things that I talk about where you follow the money in Vegas, but you always have to remember this one very vital piece of information. I long ago said that 45% of people proved that they were completely out of their minds. Well, 70% of people, when it comes to betting, are not very good at this, which is why when you go to Vegas, you sleep on pillow-top mattresses and have gold fixtures in your bathroom. This is one of those times. 80% of the money is on the Colts. As soon as I saw that, I laughed out loud and went, Eagles. Yikes. Won't even think about it. That new coach bump, it lasts for a week.
Mm-hmm.
The part nobody ever talks about is the crater back into the ocean, which tends to happen in week 2. And it's going to happen this time with a very angry, very talented Philadelphia Eagle team.
And you would think Jonathan Taylor's back and Philadelphia struggled against the run.
Wait, they brought in Linval Joseph and Ndamukong Suh, who I don't think Ndamukong Suh will play much this week. It's enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Indianapolis has struggled on the offensive line. And you know what the kryptonite to Indy is? Put them behind early. And I have a feeling that's going to happen.
I would agree with that. Chief?
I thought the hiring of Saturday was silly last week, and I thought it was a joke.
Mm-hmm.
And then they won.
Yep.
But, yeah, they don't win this week. Eagles bounce back in a big way.
Yep. Hey, if they got to play the Raiders every week, then, yeah, they could be a Super Bowl team.
They could be undefeated.
Problem is that there are 30 other franchises that aren't you or the Raiders, and I'm not sure how many of them you can beat with somebody that does what we do acting as your coach.
5. I think there's about 5. About 5 teams in the NFL that I think they could beat.
That's I think probably a little high to me, but
Philadelphia Eagles, not one of them. Philly by 7, not close. You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. We will continue with Beat the Chief with Asheville Police Chief Zack in just a moment. Always brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of eXp Realty. Go to ClarissaSellsWBNC.com.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Remaining unseasonably cold for us here right through the weekend. Fair to partly cloudy skies here tonight and cold. Temperatures drop down into the mid-20s. Lots of sunshine for us again tomorrow, but again, a chilly day. Only expecting to reach a high around 50 tomorrow afternoon. 10 degrees below average. Colder Sunday as we finish out the weekend. Mix of clouds and sun. High Sunday only in the low 40s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Friday Health Plans. Friday Health Plans is designed for people who buy their own health insurance, with benefits like unlimited $0 primary care and mental health visits. Get a quote at FridayHealthPlans.com and see if you qualify for $10 insurance. All plans issued by Friday Health Plans of North Carolina, Inc.
Are you sick and tired of living with that constant pain in your knees and back? You know joint pain doesn't just keep you from doing what you love. It affects your job, your relationships, even simple things like getting dressed. It's time to call QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics uses advanced regenerative medicine to restore and repair damaged joint tissue, giving you your life back. Hips, shoulders, elbows, they can all be treated with natural biologics from your own body. Powerful healing agents, highly concentrated. If you're tired of steroid shots that don't work, or if you're trying to avoid surgery, call QC Kinetics now to schedule your free consultation. Learn about these exciting new cutting-edge treatments for pain caused by arthritis or injury. No drugs, no pain meds, no downtime. This is an all-natural treatment that can get you lasting relief. People here are raving about the results. Call now. Appointments are available for this coming week. QC Kinetics. Call 828-333-9517. That's 828-333-9517 with locations in Asheville and in Greenville. Again, that's 828-333-9517.
For more information about contests on the station, log on to ESPNAVL.com.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
When I finally drove the old car into the grave, I knew there was only one place I was going to go. Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville, home of the family plan. And yes, they treat you like family. I went in, told them what I was looking for, told them my budget, and in no time, I was signing the paperwork on my certified pre-owned vehicle. They have the area's largest selection on quality pre-owned vehicles and certified Nissans. They go through a 167-point inspection, so you know it's not going to let you down. They gave me the Carfax report, so I know the history of my vehicle. And the Fred Anderson family plan gives me things like oil changes and car washes and loaner cars if I have to have major work done on the car in the future. For me, buying a car has always been an intimidating thought. But the folks at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville made it super easy. Don't be like me. Don't wait till the last minute to get a deal done. Go to AndersonNissan.com or stop by the showroom at 629 Brevard Road. And don't forget to mention we sent you from the Sportsocracy and get a $250 bonus on your trade-in at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
Real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, your native realtor serving all of Western North Carolina. I will work hard for you, and I believe in doing the right thing every time. I market each of my listings to reach out-of-town buyers. I use a professional photographer and drone video on every single listing, as well as collaborate with agents across the country to find your buyer. Check me out online at clarissasellswnc.com or give me a call at 828-774-6343. It would be my pleasure to assist you through the real estate process.
Tank one. Because of course he did. Come on.
And yet he's going to finish last in this contest for the year.
Yeah, that's what you said last year.
Yeah, it's not how you start. It's how, and I took the smart side because I tied you and took your stupid Georgia Bulldogs.
I took the Bulldogs.
I know. I was just... I was on the smart side.
Last year it came down to a tiebreaker, and I don't really see a way that it doesn't happen again.
It's trending in that direction.
Because we all are hanging around the same spot, just right around. At least we're back to 500, or one of us is. Anyway, I'm back to 500 on the season. These guys are just one game behind me in the season-long contest here playing Beat the Chief on ESPN Asheville, brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of eXp Realty. Go to clarissasellswnc.com. The New England Patriots are at home this week, and they will be hosting the New York
Jets. Jets.
Indeed, they will be. And New York looking for a little retribution after the New England Patriots beat them on their home field earlier this season. New England is a 3.5-point favorite at home.
It is my team, so I reserve the right to go last.
Okay, Jeremy's going to go last on this one. Chief, do you want to break the ice?
I can do that.
All right.
I can do that. Did I read something today that Zach Wilson, 3 starts against the Patriots, 2 touchdowns, 7 interceptions? Does that sound correct?
You did, but that's also disingenuous. Do you realize how bad this Jets team was last year? I've seen that stat all weekend long.
Okay, but so he threw 4 of them last year in a single game against the New England Patriots.
He did.
And then he threw 3 this year when they were good. So
and the Jets still should have won.
Uh-huh. But they didn't.
Yeah.
Belichick seems to have his number. And you're talking about the Pats getting points at home?
Yes.
No.
No. The Patriots are giving points.
Oh,
the Patriots are 3.5
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's what I got. Okay. It doesn't matter. I'll take the Pats.
Oh, take the Pats. All right. I am going to be the first one to dissent from anyone because Jeremy's going last here, and I'm pretty sure he's going to agree with me on this one. But I got the New York Jets plus the 3.5. Look, I think they win this game outright. I think you're going to get Bill at home. That defense is just too good, and they are going to do everything in their power not to let Zach Wilson throw this game away like he did the last one. Now, some things have happened since the New England game, right? Didn't they just beat Buffalo?
Yes, they did.
Like recently?
No.
that did happen.
That did not happen. I was
Josh
dreaming.
Allen beat Buffalo.
No. That
I think
is
Ahmad
very
Sauce
true.
Gardner had a pretty good hand in it as well. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
New York Jets plus the 3.5. I think they will be able to find success. The defense is not going to allow New England to do a whole lot. And like I said, they are going to just limit the damage that Zack could possibly do through the air. I see them running the ball a lot.
Well, I mean, that's the key to success for the Jets. I mean, they showed that against against Buffalo, excuse me. That's the thing that kind of changed. I thought the Jets were a lot of smoke and mirrors. I really did. That's why I picked against them. I picked against them more than anybody in this room. And the reason is because I always felt like if this gets on Zack, then he's a problem. Until I saw the game against New England, for one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what his QBR would have been if you take away the 3 interceptions? Those 3 plays. I'm not talking about anything else.
I'll guess.
One which was a throwaway. He just didn't throw it far enough out of bounds.
I'll guess 68.
You're too low. It was 87.
Wow.
It was the most yards he had ever thrown for in a game. He was phenomenal, minus the interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Mike LaFleur went back to the drawing board, and I saw it in the Buffalo game. I told Tank this. There's an old drill where basically you put 2 coaches on the outside of the tackle boxes, and anytime a quarterback tries to bail out, you hit him with it's like a pool noodle on a wiffle ball bat.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've been doing that with Zach Wilson for 3 weeks because he looked completely different against the Bills. If it wasn't there, throw it in the ground. Throw it in the crowd. Do whatever you got to do. Live by the run. I don't believe New England is that good against the run. That's been one of their biggest problems this year. This feels like a game that's way more important to the Jets than it is in New England. Because in New York, that's all that's been talked about. Well, you've lost to them 13 times in a row. In spite of the fact that 3 completely different sets of teams, you got to get that monkey off your back at some point. And I think this is the week.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't just think they win. I think this is ugly.
New England's doing what New England kind of does. Everybody's forgotten about them, and as soon as you forget about them, they come back and they bite you and remind you that they're still a well-coached football team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I see this game going. Everybody's talking about all of a sudden Bills, Jets, and Miami being the class, and here the Patriots are just 1 game behind.
Yeah, but you also have to remember who those games were against. New England got the exact opposite of what the Jets, the Dolphins, and the Bills did. Those 3 have played 3 of the 8 toughest schedules in the league. New England's at 29. It's the NFC East teams and them.
Which means the back half of that
Which
schedule
means
is
the
getting
back half
ugly.
is god-awful. You don't have a quarterback. Everybody in the world knows what you're doing offensively. Mac Jones is not good. He's not. And now you're going up against one of the best defenses in the league? Man, that felt good to say. I want to cut that out and just play it while asleep at night. Jets.
Jets plus the 3.5 for me and Jeremy. Chief, thanks to the New England Patriots. Bill Belichick will get it done at home and be able to cover more than a fit. That was the other thing that got me.
3.5.
3.5 is crazy.
3.5, which means if we did this again, you'd be a favorite in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch that game? Because minus the turnovers, it wasn't close, and they still should have won.
Well, I mean, but minus the turnovers. I mean, the year
minus the turnovers,
yeah.
Buffalo beats Minnesota.
Right.
I mean,
well, and that's all well and good, except for the fact that you're talking about 59 minutes for the rest of the game.
Sure.
It wasn't close.
Sure.
Statistically, analytically, none of it was close. And if they don't pull back a pick 6 on a terrible roughing the passer call, don't hit a quarterback after they throw.
Do you realize what Jameis Winston's QBR would have been had he not thrown 30 interceptions 3 years ago for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? It would have been 487. I'm just playing with you. All right, the Denver Broncos. I believe in your Jets, okay? I'm just throwing shade. The Denver Broncos.
Yeah, your team's terrible. It's
Yeah,
fine. Enjoy it. How does it feel for your team to be the worst of anybody in this room and it not be all that close?
I'm going farther than your team in the playoffs.
That might be true.
Denver
My team may not make the
Broncos.
playoffs.
Denver Broncos at home against the Las Vegas Raiders. Denver is a 2.5-point favorite. It's the start of the 4 o'clock slate on Sunday, 4:05 kickoff in Denver, and Denver minus 2.5 to me is stupid. Not because the Las Vegas Raiders should be the favorite in this game. It's because the Las Vegas Raiders are god awful. And it just gets worse and worse and worse every week. I mean, this week we spent a whole 30 minutes yesterday on this program talking about how this team is cash poor and can't afford to fire the mistake that they made hiring Josh McDaniels as their coach. It's just another in the long line of failures for the Las Vegas Raiders organization. I'm going Denver minus the 2.5. I didn't even think about it for a second.
I'm right there with you. I think this Raider team is done like dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the cash poor thing is not true, which I firmly believe it is, your players hear that, and I feel like at some point the give up is going to be there, and you really underestimate this Bronco team. Just played heads up with Tennessee 7 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't get in the end zone. They'll need to go to Aaron Rodgers. You know what? The Raiders are not the Tennessee Titans. Let's ride.
Chief, what say you?
I'm with you. No pass rush Raiders, right?
No.
And
which is weird because you have two really good pass rushers.
Yeah. And Raiders are pretty bad with the opposition in the red zone, aren't they? So I just don't see.
They're pretty bad, period.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. They're pretty bad, period.
You know what they do really well? They get on the plane and cry. they cry well.
I'll take the Broncos as well.
All right, it's clean sweep on the Broncos minus the 2.5. Cincinnati Bengals at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cincinnati's a 4.5-point favorite. There will be no Jamar Chase. He's already been ruled out for the Sunday game. He will be making his return very soon for the Bengals, but it will not be this week. And Joe Burrow has diamonds in his teeth. Like that.
He a dog.
It's ridiculous.
Joe Burrow, dog.
It's not crimes, but it feels like crimes. He looks ridiculous.
It's a stupid take from a guy that dresses like a middle school gym teacher. I'll take this one because I didn't think about it for 3 seconds. Pittsburgh Steelers. It's in Pittsburgh. What's the one thing that has really just driven Joe Burrow crazy?
Pass rush.
I get T.J. Watt. You have Jonah Williams. End of message. Repeat the line. Bengals win. Steelers cover.
Okay. It's taking the Pittsburgh Steelers plus the 4.5. Chief, do you agree?
I do not. I think the Bengals avenge that week 1 loss, and they do it in a big way.
I would agree.
If Joe Burrow has a second to throw, this will look really dumb. Here's the problem. I don't see how he's going to. This is the definition of the kind of team that messes with Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they've struggled with the Steelers so much. Because they have Alex Highsmith on one side, they have T.J. Watt on the other, and you got Minka Fitzpatrick over the top.
It's not a bad pick.
Is Fitzpatrick sure to play?
I mean, I don't think anybody's sure to play, but I feel pretty good. What I was told is it looks good that he will play, which is code for I don't really know. I'm hopeful he does, because if he doesn't, that's going to make me feel a lot less good about this than I do right now.
Indeed. No, I feel like, it's hard to win on the road in this division. We all know it. These games are dogfights, regardless of what the two teams look like. And yes, they do struggle with the pass rush, but at some point, I feel like Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals, who needs this game more? Cincinnati, to me. They have to make a statement. You can't keep losing these games. Like, they lose this one, they're what, 5-5?
Yes.
Aren't they 5-4 right now?
Yes.
So they lose this one, they're 5-5. Come on, guys.
Am I going to take a stab on how much money in Vegas is on Pittsburgh in this game?
75%.
Higher.
98.
Not quite that high, but you're close. 94.
That's ridiculous.
And the tickets are split in half, which means that this is exactly what I said about Green Bay.
Right.
The big spenders are going, give me $7 on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Right.
Which for me is enough for me to go, yeah, I'm with that guy. Yeah, what he said, I'm going to do that.
All right, coming up after the break here on ESPN Asheville, Jeremy's got a set of bangers that he will give you. We got 3 games left to pick, both of the primetime games, and then the dumbest line of the week in the NFL.
Are you ready to tackle your banking needs? Home Trust Bank's team of expert advisors and lenders want to be your teammate. We want to hear your story, learn your aspirations, and assist you with financial needs, and provide options that are tailored to you. With a wide range of personal, mortgage, and commercial services, you will discover all your banking needs under one roof with a local and personalized touch at Home Trust Bank. Score big with Home Trust Bank. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelley Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
You might not know this, but the Ingles Bakery is actually a bakery. As in, we bake things, really delicious things. Things like crusty breads just waiting for that scrumptious strawberry jam. Apple fritters to pair perfectly with that morning cup of coffee. Cakes for any occasion, customized to your precise standards. And did we mention the cookies? It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
The Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is here. Get a bacon or sausage, egg, and Swiss croissant, plus a small seasoned potatoes. That's a better breakfast for just $3 in 3 easy steps. 1, wake up. 2, get out of bed. And 3, head to Wendy's for your $3 breakfast deal. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours. Select or request $3 breakfast deal in order to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combos orders. Price and participation may vary in Alaska and Hawaii.
Get early access to Macy's Black Friday specials on gifts they'll love at prices you will too. Now while supplies last. Like 65% off dazzling Effie fine jewelry, 60 to 65% off coats and jackets for the entire family, and 60% off holiday decor, hosting essentials, and so much more. Plus download the free app for more Black Friday deals at Macy's. Savings off sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Hey folks, DG here. Y'all know I've always loved the slogan, Smiles Change Lives, which I first heard years ago from Dr. Rebecca Merrill of Asheville Smiles. I hope you will live that slogan here in 2022. Whether it's just time for a routine cleaning, you want to learn more about Invisalign, a great alternative to braces, you need a diagnosis and treatment plan, or if you don't have dental insurance, you just want to learn more about her special membership plans. 828-251-2426 or AshevilleSmiles.com.
Hi, my name is Jackie, and a little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the whipped cream and the cherry on top. It's like a little bow on top of this great present of peppermint chip goodness. It tastes like the holidays.
Hey, my name is Chandler, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the little pieces of the peppermint that you get. For me, no milkshake is topping the peppermint chip milkshake.
Order a Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Coffee's for closers only. Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power. That watch costs more than your car. Then when you get the power, then you get the whip.
This is your Friday flappetizer into all the true dog bangers, which is what I am known for. First, the East Carolina Fighting Mike Houstons are a 6-point favorite against Houston. If I'm picking against somebody with a mullet, you should just go, how many monies can I possibly put on this? Because this is a sure thing. Give me the Fighting Mike Houstons minus the 6. Louisville's a 4-point favorite at home against NC State. Let me say that again. Louisville's a 4-point favorite at home against NC State, and they don't have a quarterback that can throw. Malik Cunningham, big. Louisville minus the 4. UTSA is a 13.5-point favorite at Rice. Let me just, for posterity's sake, if a really good high school team played at Rice, I'd take them minus the 7 in the hook. What do you think I'm doing with the Roadrunners? UTSA minus 13.5. James Madison's a 9.5-point favorite at Georgia State. Learned my lesson with the Panthers last week. Don't go down that road. Dukes minus 9.5. Clemson's a 19-point favorite against Miami. And it's dumb. It should be like 10 points higher than that because Miami has quit. Give me Clemson minus the 19. And finally, Rock Chalk Jayhawk, 9-point dog against Texas. They don't win,
but they will cover. Give me the Jayhawks plus the 9.
Take those wagers to betus.com. Use the promo code Sportsocracy and get a 125% deposit bonus on whatever you put into the account, up to $2,500. The ability to have a whole lot of free play money there, win a whole lot of money, and you know what you can do with that money? You might be able to buy a new house. And if you need to do that, go to ClarissaSellsWNC.com. And you, what?
Segue.
Yeah, segue.
He a pro. He a pro.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yes, beat the Chief. We are
as long as the copy says the right name, he's a pro. He will read whatever is on that teleprompter.
100%.
A true radio professional.
Right. Beat the Chief, brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of eXp Realty. Go to ClarissaSellsWNC.com. Only 2 disagreements so far. 3 games to go. Let's see what's in store for us. First up, it is the dumbest line of the week in the NFL. The Minnesota Vikings are at home against the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys who just lost to the Green Bay Packers, who you saw how good they are last night.
Dan Graziano said, this is the thing you have to remember with betting. Vegas is not trying to tell you what they think. They're trying to get 50% of the action on each side. Cowboy fans have always bet with their hearts. I heard Dan Graziano say this on national ESPN earlier this week. This is the Vikings. This is not close. This is a comically bad line.
Minnesota is a 1.5-point dog at home to the Dallas Cowboys.
Big dog.
Yep. Trayvon Diggs against Justin Jefferson. Who you got?
That's not going to be fun for Dallas.
Exactly. Minnesota plus the 1.5, not close.
I am with you guys.
Sunday night football this week, the Kansas City Chiefs take on the Los Angeles Chargers. Kansas City has very little weapons in this game. Kansas City, 5-point favorite.
Well, here's the thing. The Chargers don't have many weapons either. But I would have taken either team catching this many points. I'm taking the Chargers.
Okay.
I think this will be a field goal game. Practically every time they play, that's how that goes.
I would agree. I got Los Angeles Chargers plus the 5. Chief?
Chargers win outright.
Whoa.
Oh. He saw our push it to the table, and he doubled it.
Keenan Allen, Micah Williams, both back at practice.
Might play.
Might play.
I think that's the difference. If they play, Chargers win outright.
It's also Josh Palmer season.
Monday Night Football this week, the San Francisco 49ers against the Arizona Cardinals. And San Francisco's an 8.5-point favorite. I'm taking the 49ers.
You lost me, and it could be Trace McSorley. Give me the 49ers. I don't care what the number is, and I don't care who plays quarterback.
Chief?
I'm with you guys on that.
All right, so only 2 disagreements this week in Beat the Chief. We got Jeremy taking Pittsburgh plus the 4.5 against Cincinnati, and the Chief taking the Patriots minus the 3.5 against the New York Jets. You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Asheville Police Chief David Zack, always a pleasure having you in the studio.
Good to see you guys as always.
And it's always brought to you by Clarissa Hyatt Zack of eXp Realty. Go to ClarissaSellsWNC.com.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Remaining unseasonably cold for us here right through the weekend. Fair to partly cloudy skies here tonight and cold. Temperatures drop down into the mid-20s. Lots of sunshine for us again tomorrow, but again, a chilly day. Only expecting to reach a high around 50 tomorrow afternoon. 10 degrees below average. Colder Sunday as we finish out the weekend. Mix of clouds and sun. High Sunday only in the low 40s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This report is sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech. This fall, there are updated COVID-19 booster shots designed to help protect against recent Omicron variants. If it's been at least 2 months since your primary series or booster, schedule your updated COVID-19 booster dose at vaccines.gov.
O'Reilly. Don't miss See Better, Drive Safer Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts with great deals on wiper blades, headlight bulbs, and more. Right now, get up to a $20 gift card after a mail-in rebate with the purchase of select Sylvania bulbs. Plus, get double O Rewards points with your purchase. Prepare for the weather ahead during See Better, Drive Safer Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Some banks can make it complicated to redeem credit card rewards. But with Discover, you can redeem your rewards for cash in any amount at any time. Talk about amazing. Learn more at discover.com/redeem rewards. Terms apply.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
Piling up in and around Buffalo. The team will leave for Detroit tomorrow, where they'll play the Browns on Sunday. Cleveland cornerback Greg Newsome is out of that game after suffering a concussion during today's practice. Bengals defensive lineman DJ Reader will play against the Steelers Sunday. He's been out since week 3 with a left knee injury. Tomorrow, third-ranked and unbeaten Michigan hosts Illinois in the Big House. Wolverines running back Blake Corum says he hasn't been all that impressed by what his team has done so far.
We worked our tails off to be in this position, right? And so, I'm not impressed just because this is what I expected. I expected this from my team, and I expected this from the coaches, and, when you put in work, you know you're going to get good results.
Blake Corum, you can hear more of that interview on our ESPN radio coverage of Michigan and Illinois starting at 11:30 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. The game will also be on ABC TV.
Temperature's getting low, but demand remains high? You need Indeed. Their all-in-one platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates, all from one place. And Indeed's interview tool lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from their website. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bank. That's bank. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com. And good luck from ESPN Asheville.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene. Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
And you are in the Sportsocracy. It is ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app. And you can see us live in the Ingles studio everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click on the live video link, subscribe to the channel. You can join us in the chat. You can also vote in the polls as they are going out. We're putting the matchups for the NFL games this week.
And this week we will actually carry those into the Sunday show, and the House of Reprehensibles picks will be alongside ours.
Good.
There's a lot of things happening over here.
There is.
All right?
There is.
I'm doing my best.
You do a bang-up job, Flostradamus, and I will have to say the mullet's looking pretty good. You got it all cleaned up a little bit for the parade tomorrow.
Oh yeah, that's Seth. Steadfast down on Tunnel Road. That's the best barber on the planet.
Jeremy and I will be celebrity guest judges tomorrow for the Asheville Holiday Parade.
Man, they use that term very liberally, don't they?
Of course they do.
You have a show on celebrity. Okay. I will never forget that you said that.
It makes us feel good because it is you need something to make you feel a little warm inside when it is it's going to be a little bit nippy outside tomorrow for the parade. It's supposed to be right around freezing when the parade kicks off at 10 a.m. So it's going to be fun, though. It's going to be a fun afternoon.
My guys at Fred Anderson Nissan took care of me because I'm the guy that wears shorts and flip-flops all the time, and they went, you will freeze to death if you go like that.
Yeah.
So you're not done that.
Yeah, they gave him like 4 jackets to wear.
And I will, happily.
And he said I couldn't wear any of them, which makes me sad.
Well, here's the thing. They had big guy sizes, and I'm still 6'5".
You were almost there. You are almost to the point at saying something nice, and then you stopped. And it was like, oh, he's getting ready to give me a compliment. And then Jeremy showed up.
Yeah, here's a compliment. You are not fat people anymore, and at 5'4", you can't wear XXL things.
Hey, there we go. I got
was
one.
Was that kind?
That was good.
Was that
good? I'll take it.
I mean, that was the definition of, well, it's as good as I'm going to get, so I'll go with that.
Exactly. You pick your battles, take your wins where you can find them. And
speaking of finding wins where you can find them.
Green Bay Packers.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Hey, I hit the over.
Well, good for you. Good for you hitting the over. Because last night against the Tennessee Titans, the Green Bay Packers I don't think they could hit the broadside of a barn.
Matt LaFleur's a bad coach, and I think Aaron Rodgers is done like dinner. That's the first time I've seen him missing just purely wide open receivers. It didn't matter.
The first time? Have you watched much Green Bay Packers football this year?
Okay, let me rephrase that. It's the first time it was happening consistently. It happened over and over and over. Even completions were grossly behind receivers. Basically, if it didn't go to Christian Watson, it did not look good.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt LaFleur did that thing he does where, oh, yeah, Aaron Jones, our best offensive weapon. Go away.
Yeah. What did I tell you yesterday? I felt like this was a spot where if they were going to win, they would figure out, hey, we need to give the ball to Aaron Jones more. And they didn't.
Not quite.
Not quite.
No,
Christian Watson,
now,
though, did have 2 touchdown catches again, so that makes 5 in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, if you have him in fantasy football, you should trade him immediately. Because in his last 7 catches, he has 5 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
That is the definition of what we call regression. It's coming, and it's not going to be ideal. He does remind me of Gabriel Davis a little bit, though. He doesn't need tremendous target volume to be really impactful.
Mm-hmm. Also really impactful, as I told you it was going to happen yesterday, is the Derrick Henry show. Derrick Henry, while he didn't have one of those big, huge rushing games.
He averaged 3 yards a carry.
It's fine. I don't need him to do much more.
I don't know what game you watched, but I couldn't disagree with you more vehemently if I tried.
Oh, really?
It was the Treylon Burks, Ryan Tannehill show. That was the most unbelievable part of last night. Green Bay's defense is drastically worse than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, drastically worse than I thought. And Treylon Burks is pretty good.
That he is.
He looked very A.J. Brownie last night.
Caught 7 out of 8 last night for 119 yards against this Green Bay secondary.
Yeah, I would argue I don't actually you could tell me that Derrick Henry just didn't play. I don't think it would have changed a thing. Ryan Tannehill was the straw that stirred the drink, and if you're a Titans fan, that should be really encouraging.
Mm-hmm. 22 of 27 for Ryan Tannehill, 333 yards, 2 touchdowns, did throw 1 pick. Derrick Henry gets, he gets all of the highlights, though, because he's Derrick Henry, and he threw a touchdown pass last night.
You want to talk about a team that's going to scream up some power rankings this week? It's the Tennessee Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I've seen you beat a team when Derrick Henry was not particularly good. This was a front 7 that geared up to we are not going to get beat by him. And Ryan Tannehill looked at that and went, that's fine. I have something for that.
Mm-hmm. Ryan Tannehill is better than people give him credit for, and just because he doesn't always have great games, you give him the opportunity and you get one team focused, the opposing team focused so much on stopping Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill can pick you apart.
Well, he's also the best play-action passer in the league.
Mm-hmm.
So you add in that they are just dead set to stop Derrick Henry. And Ryan Tannehill had a very good, very efficient night. He threw a terrible interception. Almost threw another one. Got very lucky that apparently you don't have to survive the ground anymore. But, I mean, I'm looking at Tennessee going, that's not a team I want to play.
No.
That's not a team I want to play. I don't really care where you play them because their brand of football travels quite nicely. So now you've won 7 of 8. Your one loss was a field goal game in Kansas City with Malik Willis playing quarterback. I mean, the schedule's not great. They play a few teams that they're going to finish 12-5 at worst. May end up being the 1 seed in the AFC again.
They could be.
You're going to have to win a game that you're not supposed to.
Right. I still don't see them chasing down that number 1 seed. I just can't see them finishing better than the Kansas City Chiefs. But
I could.
They could.
If Kansas City beats the Chargers this weekend, that division's sewn up. The month of December may mean absolutely nothing to Kansas City.
Very well could.
So, I mean, those are things that you have to remember.
Mm-hmm.
And that Kansas City schedule is not pretty.
But what if
Tennessee gets 2 dates with the Jaguars, the Texans, and then the rest is – you need to win 2 of those. Let's put it that way.
Kevin the PRF in the YouTube comments asks, does Aaron Rodgers retire or does he pull a Tom Brady? So I guess retire and then come back.
I don't know. But I can tell you the chances of him lathering up to do this again are less than 0.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's going to be the fall guy. Now, is it we have to creatively find some way to move Aaron? The money is almost cost prohibitive. Or is the more common or the more likely of the two, Matt LaFleur has to go.
And man, it's hard. It is so hard to think about the Green Bay Packers moving on from Matt LaFleur after he's been 13-3 or something in his first 3 years.
But he never beats him to good.
Well, sure.
When you dig into this, he's been in a division where the other 3 teams in his division have been terrible virtually the entire time he's there. The minute one of them is good, he's awful. That's really kind of a damning piece of evidence against you.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it's very obvious that there's something up between him and Rodgers. I think there's something up with Rodgers, period. Once I heard that doctor say the ayahuasca thing, it affects everything about you mentally, I've gone down a rabbit hole with that of I don't know that he ever comes back.
So he's drank himself silly? Is that what you think?
It's that it changes the chemistries, and I'm by no stretch a doctor, but I heard one talk about this.
That's what I'm saying. You're repeating what you heard a doctor say.
Yes.
Okay.
He was talking about Aaron Rodgers of this is a hallucinogenic that you don't always completely come back from. And so even though you're not actively on it, it changes a lot about you. He doesn't look like the same quarterback. This doesn't look like age. I mean, is that how you see it? I've seen quarterbacks age out.
I don't know that it has anything to do with the drugs. I don't know that to be a fact. I think this is I really don't know what to think. Because I thought where this was headed before they signed him to the 4-year, $200 million extension or whatever, that this was headed to, this has to be a divorce. Aaron has to get out of town. And then they gave him all that money, and he agreed to stay. But I feel like there was an agreement of, if I stay, you're going to give me the weapons that I need to be good, and then they still didn't do it. And now I think
last night's not on the weapons.
I think he's just there for the money.
Last night's not on the weapons. I got news for you. If that's how you walked away looking at that, I'm going to need you to explain.
No, that's how I look at this entire season. This entire season has been he has had this, these growing pains with these young guys, and the guys that they did have were hurt, and I think he's given up. I think he's just checked out for this season. I struggle to believe that out of Aaron Rodgers. I struggle to believe that somebody that's that competitive would give up like that. Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying, but he's also, uber conceited and self-centered and all of those things. And I get he wants to be competitive, but he knows he can't be.
I don't know where the uber conceited thing comes from.
I mean, have you ever heard him talk about
I listen to him
himself?
talk every week. I've heard every interview he's ever done with Pat McAfee.
Uh-huh. Where
you know what he sounds like to me? A quarterback that you hear talk way more often than you hear others.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you if Tom Brady did those same interviews and was that candid, he'd sound exactly the same way.
Maybe.
These are type A personality guys. But here's what nobody's explaining to me. His personality hasn't changed. He's the same guy that he was when he basically told every team in the league, I'm going to make you regret not taking me. If you think he's egotistical, he's been egotistical since he was 22 years old.
Absolutely.
What changed? You can't tell me that this is an age thing in 6 months. I've never seen a quarterback deteriorate like this. So it's either something in the building that we're never going to know. I can't say this is on the weapons. He's never had great weapons outside of Devontae Adams. A few years with Jordy Nelson, there was always a guy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like now he has a slew of guys. It's like my dating record before I met HWA. It's a slew of threes. That's what he's got. And now he looks like Davis Mills. Something's off here. Something doesn't – the math don't math here. And whether we ever know what it is, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But there's something more going on here than just, well, he's gotten old or the weapons aren't good. No, there's something more to this.
And it may be part of age. I don't know. But to me, every now and then, it looks like the arm strength is still there. It's not like he's got a dead arm.
But it looks pretty dead at times.
But that's what I'm saying.
It
but not
looks
always.
pretty dead at times.
You would think it would. If that was the case, you would think it would look noodle arm all the time.
I'll be honest with you. Watching last night, he looked like a rookie in the pocket with really happy feet and poor mechanics. And I don't know where that came from.
Is it a trust factor?
Could be.
His
could be that he doesn't
line
trust the
hasn't been
offensive
great?
line. It could be that the Bakhtiari thing where he's been in the lineup, out of the lineup, and he just never knows when he's going to get hit. I don't know. But, I mean, his heart isn't in it. That everything that I've seen out of him for, 17 years says it's not that. But then you start watching, well, what has changed in the last few years? Captain Hiawaska showed up.
Mm-hmm.
Captain Ponytail that's got surfboards behind him on the Pat McAfee show. That guy showed up. Now, he may have been that the entire time. I have no idea. We didn't see him like this until now.
Right.
But something's different. Something's different. It's a good watch. You can find the interview I'm talking about on YouTube. I can't remember the doctor's name, but he was talking about once you start doing this.
Yeah, the effects of ayahuasca.
And it wasn't just that. It was hallucinogens on the whole. He was talking about Aaron Rodgers. But basically what he said is that every time you do this, it takes something out of you. And then it's almost like putting a puzzle back together, and now you're missing pieces. And so, yeah, you get it back together, but there's a hole right in the middle. And I know this is conspiracy theory to the highest. That's the best explanation I've gotten yet.
I also feel like football's not his number one anymore. And it's not
after this long.
And it's not. Yeah.
Then why did you come back? Then why'd you come back? And before you say money, he would have gotten more money than you could shake a stick at doing anything he wanted to do.
Sure, but he didn't want to do anything else. He wanted to do football. But I don't feel like he's got that edge. Like normally it's the number one. This is what I do. I eat, breathe, and sleep football. Let's go. And now he goes to work every day, but when he goes home, he's doing, ayahuasca, and he's, reading poetry, and he's all into the self-enlightenment kind of thing, and I just don't feel like he doesn't have that, killer instinct, to be cliched.
Well, he sounds like Tommy Chong when he talks. I'll just go ahead and tell you.
That's kind of my point.
He sounds like somebody you would see outside of a bookstore that's trying to sell you a book with no cover. About the enlightenment of the world and how every living creature is like a drop of water. Mm-hmm. And if you put it together, it turns into an ocean. And that ocean is the sentiment of my being.
Right. And
that's how he sounds when he talks.
Yeah. And what happens to you, what happens to a career after it's no longer your number one, after you're worried about other things? Or
if you're right, we're going to know very soon.
Of course.
If you're right, we'll know very soon, because the last game of this season will be the last time you ever see him.
Very well.
I struggle to believe that. This is a guy that cares what. All right, we got to take a break. There's something about him that's bothering me with what you're saying, because the two ends don't meet. I keep hearing it, but it doesn't make any sense.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Driving slow 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 240 eastbound slow between exit 3 and exit 4A. Future 26 eastbound slow between Riverside Drive and 240. 26 eastbound slows between I-40 and Brevard Road. 26 on the westbound side is stop and go between Hendersonville Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. Haywood County 40 westbound crawling between NC 209 and US 276. 40 eastbound crawling between Fines Creek Road and US 276. Smoky Park Highway northbound approaching Sand Hill Road is slow. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road north and southbound approaching Long Shoals Road delays. Near Fletcher, Hendersonville Road northbound approaching Fanning Bridge Road is slow. Hendersonville Road northbound slow approaching Mills Gap Road due to an accident. Sweden Creek Road north and southbound delays near Mills Gap Road. Merriman Avenue north and southbound near Edgewood Road delays. I'm Lee Minfield with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples is your one-stop destination for shipping supplies and services. And right now, get 50% off shipping boxes, mailers, or tubes when you buy 5 of the same item. Offer ends 12/31. Exclusions apply. Visit staplesconnect.com/shipping for details. Staples, the best-kept secret in shipping.
Make plans now to attend the 76th Annual Asheville Holiday Parade presented by Bojangles. The parade rolls, dances, and marches through downtown Asheville on Saturday, November 19th, beginning at 11 a.m. Sponsors and partners make the parade possible. Thanks to Bojangles, Explore Asheville, Ingles Markets, City of Asheville, Go Minis Portable Storage, Winter Lights at the NC Arboretum, Apple Tree Honda, Deerfield, Sun Tzu Martial Arts, WLOS, Star 104.3, 99.9 Kiss Country, Kudzu Brands, Kimpton Hotel Eris, Aloft Asheville Downtown, and Asheville Color and Imaging.
The Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is here. Get a bacon or sausage, egg, and Swiss croissant, plus a small seasoned potatoes. That's a better breakfast for just $3 in 3 easy steps. 1, wake up. 2, get out of bed. And 3, head to Wendy's for your $3 breakfast deal. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Limited time only. Participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours. Select a request $3 breakfast deal in order to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combos orders. Price and participation may vary in Alaska and Hawaii.
Ahoy, matey! At Ingles, our extensive seafood department offers a huge variety. From your local catch to flavors from around the world. Wild sashimi tuna, Charleston crab cakes, mountains of shrimp, bourbon salmon, wild mahi-mahi with mango salsa. It's enough to make any salty sea captain ready to set a course for the bounteous treasure of the Ingles Seafood Department. It's all in the bag. Ingles. Low prices, love the savings.
If cleanliness is next to godliness, look around the car right now. Is that very godly? Look, life comes at you fast, but so does WNC Auto Detailing. They have the tools to make your interior look like it's coming off the showroom floor. You don't believe me? Check them out on Instagram. All that filth and years of stains disappear. WNC Auto Detailing does full interior and exterior details with paint correction, and they do wax and ceramic coatings. Call WNC Auto Detailing at 455-3700. Premium care with a Southern hospitality touch.
Everyone's heard about the housing market and this being the best time to sell a house in years. But the same thing applies to cars. Whether you're looking to buy a car, trade in, or sell that car in the driveway collecting dust, Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville wants to buy your car. They have 2 on-site managers that work with Kelly Blue Book to give you top dollar for your vehicle. You can even have your car appraised instantly at AndersonNissan.com. Stop in and visit them today at 629 Brevard Road in Asheville or call them at 828-365-1663.
The Sportsocracy.
Ice up, son. Ice up.
I don't know really what it is that has happened to Aaron Rodgers, but there is obviously something different about him. He may have always had this transcendental meditation, we're just a part of the universe kind of a flow to him his whole life. We just never got to see it until he started showing up once every week on the Pat McAfee show. And then he starts talking about, drinking ayahuasca tea, which is a hallucinogenic drug. And it's just, he's weird. He's just super weird.
He's weird, and we all get that. But there's an element of his personality that I think all of you are undervaluing, and somebody in our YouTube comments just hit on it. Ascendo Wild Riff. But Rodgers has always cared what people think of him, just like Favre did. Bingo. That's the part of this that I don't understand. That he doesn't care. This is not his. That's not who Aaron Rodgers is. You haven't paid attention to this guy at all if you believe that.
And I don't know that that's true anymore.
That doesn't just change. You don't just all of a sudden wake up and go, I don't care what anybody thinks about me. This is one of the most fragile people I've ever seen in the NFL. Undeniably. The only one I think that's even in his ballpark is the guy he replaced. And that's what this is starting to strike me as. is Brett Favre 2.0. That's exactly what this looks like to me. Your body is failing. You don't want to admit it. So it becomes everybody else's fault. Everybody else, the receivers, the weapons aren't good enough. The play calling's not good enough. I don't have the right coach. What's that sound like? That was the last 3 years of Brett Favre with the Green Bay Packers, and then with the Jets, and then with the Minnesota Vikings. I'm not sure that they're not the same guy. Now, what that ultimately leads to, the only thing I can tell you is everything I know of him says he ain't going out like this. Now, whether that means I cannot physically figure out how you would move on from this deal, but something's going to change.
Mm-hmm.
You're pretty locked into the receivers. You just drafted Christian Watson. You just drafted Romeo Doubs. Alan Lazard's a young guy. I don't know how much can actually change there.
I don't either.
Which means
that scares me.
Which means Matt LaFleur should be renting, not owning, because you are gonna be the fall guy.
Yikes! And that screams what would Nebraska firing Bo Pelini or whatever, like the guy who just won 9 games and now you're gonna fire him. I mean, that's Matt LaFleur.
I agree with you to a point.
Right. It's just a bad look. I mean, I get it if that's what you want to, if you're not winning enough, the coach always gets the blame.
He's always the fall guy.
Firing Brian Gutekunst, the GM, is not going to, one, happen, and two, I don't think it would change much.
I can't say that it won't happen. I don't think you understand how leveraged this franchise is right now.
If it was going to happen, it would have happened last offseason.
I don't agree with you. You're still winning. Now you're not winning.
Yeah.
That's the great elixir here. Now you're awful. Genuinely horror awful. This team may finish in the bottom 10 in the NFL. That's on the table. And then I don't think you can say anything's not going to happen. None of it would surprise me.
Right.
But you're stuck with Aaron until he decides he doesn't want to be here. And I struggle to believe you signed a $200+ million deal and you're just going to walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Walk away with your last year being this bad. This is the taste that you left with everyone. This guy's way too egotistical for that.
I want to ask you this because I really want to know if you think I'm off base with this. But what about his relationship with his teammates? How has that taken a hit through all of this new Aaron Rodgers, quote-unquote, new Aaron Rodgers? The face that he puts out there, again, with all of the hippy-dippy stuff that he talks about.
I think that's part of it.
How does that play in the locker room? I mean, can you imagine him going into, like, this used to be the guy that would go in and throw things and cuss and scream and, guys, we just have to be better. And now he comes in talking about,
spiritual enlightenment,
right? Exactly.
And all of us are like a body of water.
What we got to do is we just got to clear our chakras, and we have to make sure that.
I would tell you how it would work with me. I would roll my eyes aggressively and then walk away from you.
100%.
And I'm not sure that that's not what's happening here, because now he's got a slew of young guys. He has a slew of young guys that are trying to prove themselves in this league. I mean, yeah, there's some vets. You got Bakhtiari, you've got Aaron Jones, but in large part, this is a young team.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that what you just said would be met with aggressive eye rolling.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be it. That might be it, that there's just a huge disconnect between this entire team. I mean, you can't get rid of Aaron. You can't completely overhaul the roster.
And can we please stop with these fantasies that some people have about sitting him?
Well, the sitting him's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. I read 2 articles yesterday on.
You think he's a malcontent now?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I read 2 different articles yesterday on different outlets that were talking about Jordan Love and about the Green Bay Packers are really impressed with what they're seeing in the development of Jordan Love and blah 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 blah. Like now is the time to start.
Stop. I've seen Jordan Love, and as somebody that's done this for a while, and I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I'll let you toot it. I'm pretty good at this. Jordan Love could not play a tree in a child's play.
Mm-hmm.
He is awful, and everyone knows it.
Mm-hmm.
You keep talking about, well, they keep saying they're really happy about the development. What do you think they're going to say? This is the same brain trust that drafted this guy. You think they're going to look at you and say the same thing they say to people like me behind closed doors? This kid doesn't belong in this league, and he's not really all that close. Because that's the behind closed doors when nobody can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
He's awful.
Mm-hmm. Lisa Evansell says the team looks like they just met each other last night. And at times they do. And I think part of this all plays into this new open Aaron Rodgers free love lifestyle or whatever, the image that he's putting forth. I think that's all part of it. And he's playing poorly because he doesn't trust them and they don't trust him. And it's just bad for everybody. So the best thing that you could possibly do is to trade him to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when Tom Brady retires. I think we all know that's where this should go. He wasn't even listening to me.
I heard you. I knew where you were headed halfway through that.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what's wrong. But the one definitive thing that we do know is that the Green Bay Packers are not a good team.
No. You're not going to make the playoffs, and not making the playoffs after you give a quarterback this much money leads to a change.
You are in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Time to get weird.
On the weird scale, there's Vegas, there's Florida, and there's Asheville. Get weird, Asheville.
Man, how times have changed. Times have changed so much for parents these days. It is hard to raise children in this time period. Especially when you'd try to treat them the way that our parents treated us when we were kids. Like parents back in the 80s could get away with damn near anything. And now it's really hard to get away with things. And look, this isn't even that bad of a story in my opinion. But for some reason, this woman, Heather Wallace, who lives right outside of Waco, Texas, she wound up in jail because she kicked her son out of the car.
Did she physically kick him out
No,
of the car?
she did not physically kick him out of the car. So here's the story. They were on their way home from karate one night, and Heather Wallace was driving, and her 3 sons were in the back seat, and they were all fighting. And the reason they were fighting was because 8-year-old Aiden was being a jackwagon. And we've all been there as parents. You got that one kid who's just causing problems, and damn it, I've been in this car for 30 minutes, and I have had enough. Get out. Get out right now. They were about a half a mile away from her home. They were in their neighborhood, and she said, get out. Okay? So the kid agreed to get out of the car. He got out of the car. She leaves. And the kid has to walk home. So the kid's walking home. He gets, within basically spitting distance of his house. And one of the nosy neighbors flipped out. And she called the cops. And when the cops came, they brought Aiden with them. They picked him up 200 yards away from the house, brought him home in the cruiser, showed up at the doorstep, and went, you can't do that. You can't make your kid walk home. That's child endangerment. I mean, really? I mean, this is a kid that, according to the story, plays in this neighborhood. It's not like, half a mile is a great big distance in this tight-knit community that they live in. And the cops basically told her that, well, you can't do this because, times are different these days. We've got, you're lucky that he wasn't kidnapped or sex trafficked. Like, if this had been in downtown Waco, we've had a lot of, kidnappings and sex trafficking things going on, and you're putting him in danger. I understand that this is what the cop said. I understand that's not a big problem in this neighborhood, but you can't do this. So the cop's already admitting that it's not really that big of a risk. And then they said, okay, we're going to let you off with a warning. All we want to know is, would you do it again? And she hesitated, and she thought about it, and she said, I don't know. And
That's the wrong
then
answer.
the cop, I guess, got offended at that because they handcuffed her in front of her children, took her downtown, booked her, and charged her with felony child endangerment. A charge that the minimum sentence for is 2 years in prison for allowing her child to walk half a mile to their house.
I'm going to say that probably doesn't get...
She went through...
That probably doesn't get adjudicated that way.
This did not just happen. This has already gone through the process. She had to go through like a 6-month pre-trial not meditation.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers got a hold of this woman. The deferment, basically. She had to go through all of that. They had to have like... their parents come and stay with the kids because DSS told them that they couldn't even spend a minute alone with the children because they might be endangered. I don't understand this. I would 100% make my kids do that. And to be charged with a felony.
9 scariest words in the English language. I'm from the government, and I'm here to help.
Bingo.
Also plays into my story. If you watch the news cycle at all, you know that we just had an election. Just, 10 days ago? Well, there are still some places that don't know who won their election because somehow we can elect the American Idol, and we can't pick who wins these stupid elections. I've wanted to say that for 10 days, and I resisted the urge to do it. Name's on the door. Do what I want.
What does it matter? They're all rigged.
However, Rogers City, Michigan, they have an interesting selection process in the case of a tie, because that's what they had. They had a city council seat. There are a little over 1,200 people in the count or in the city.
Okay.
And their election ended in a 6-16 to 6-16 tie. So how do you think they determined who won this race?
Ooh, flipped a coin.
It's every bit that stupid.
Drew straws.
You're getting closer. They put 2 pieces of paper in a bowl. One of them said nothing. The other said elected. And the one that pulled elected won.
Really?
Brittany Vanderwall's paper said not. Actually, it said not elected. The other one said elected. And that went to Tameen Adair, who is now the new city council member in this town in Michigan.
Interesting. Tell me your elections don't matter.
The worst part of this is that another of the council people, when justifying how they did this, because there was nothing in the town charter about how to do this, they came up with this plan, said the people of the city said either one is fine with us, so we just determined it this way.
That's not how elections work.
The exact quote was, the people have spoken, and they said, either one. I hate the world we live in sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
There are so many things that you could have done that would have decided this race better than picking pieces of paper out of a bowl.
Yep. Yeah. That's the world we live in. Da 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 da.
Yeah. Hot. And you know who's really kicking themselves?
The one guy that didn't decide to go vote.
Didn't vote. The one guy that was like,
my vote doesn't matter.
I just can't find the time to vote today.
Oh, my vote doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
What if it was her husband? Sorry, honey. I didn't think one vote mattered.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Steve.
That would, good. That's where I went. Because in the picture where they showed her election, it's her holding the elected piece of paper with her husband standing behind her. I feel like he's got to be sitting there going, whew. Man, I hope that you voted in this election thing doesn't show up at my house 2 years from now, because that could be uncomfortable.
Ascendo Wildrift in our YouTube comments says, dude, my parents made me walk 7 miles to my middle school in literal winter with 4 feet of snow on the ground. My father behind me in a truck because I got kicked off the bus. You damn straight he did. Gah!
At Sports Tank ESPN. This is one time that I actually think Tank will get the angry Twitter messages. And it won't happen.
Come at me, bro.
And it won't happen. People do that to me.
He said the state highway patrol shows up, pulls up next to me. I tell him what happened, and he turned his blues on just so that he could escort the kid because he pulled back and told his dad, "Good job." See, that's the kind of era
we grew up in.
Right, that's the kind of era we grew up in, where the cops would be like, "Yeah, you discipline that kid." Now you got cops out there like, "Oh well, that's child endangerment."
And here's the thing. It costs you exactly $0 US to mind your business.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your Exergen Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Remaining unseasonably cold for us here right through the weekend. Fair to partly cloudy skies here tonight and cold. Temperatures drop down into the mid-20s. Lots of sunshine for us again tomorrow, but again, a chilly day. Only expecting to reach a high around 50 tomorrow afternoon, 10 degrees below average. Colder Sunday as we finish out the weekend. Mix of clouds and sun. High Sunday only in the low 40s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slow 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 240 westbound, very busy on the Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge. 240 eastbound, stop and go between exit 3 and exit 4A. Future 26 eastbound, stop and go between Riverside Drive and 240. 26 eastbound slows between Bavard Road and the French Broad River. 26 westbound, stop and go between Hendersonville Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 eastbound in Haywood County, crawling between Fines Creek Road and US 276. 40 on the westbound side, crawling between NC 209 and US 276. Sweeten Creek Road, north and southbound, approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road, north and southbound, approaching Long Shoals Road, slow. I'm Lyndon Field with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Friday Health Plans. Friday Health Plans is designed for people who buy their own health insurance, with benefits like unlimited $0 primary care and mental health visits. Get a quote at FridayHealthPlans.com and see if you qualify for $10 insurance. All plans issued by Friday Health Plans of North Carolina, Inc.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
At Ingles, whether we're celebrating Friday night rivals, televising college basketball games, bringing the Fan Fest to semi-pro soccer, or taking you out to the ball game at your minor league park, it's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Rogue Combat Club, Asheville's home for comprehensive martial arts training, has a goal for our community, one that's stronger, more fit, and unwavers in its support of one another. Rogue Combat Club's instructors have competed at the highest levels and offer classes for everyone from young children to adults in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. Rogue Combat Club classes can help you boost your self-confidence and self-defense skills while weeding out the egos and intimidation found at other gyms. Join today at RogueCombatClub.com.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
the Sportsocracy.
Let's open up the whole can and kick ass and kill them all. Let the paramedics sort them out.
If you're watching the YouTube stream right now,
I broke Tank. I broke him right before we went on camera.
Broke my brain 5 seconds before the thing starts. So wait a minute. So tomorrow, Jeremy and I are going to be celebrity, and I use that term
very
liberally. We don't say liberal. We don't do politics. Very loosely, I use that term. Celebrity guest judges for the Asheville Holiday Parade tomorrow. And he told me the best place to park would be in that parking deck across from, what used to be called City County Plaza. But he didn't know because he'd never been to the parade, but you've never been to the Christmas parade.
I'll go one step further. I've never been to a parade before.
Of any kind. I don't know why I'm shocked by that, but I am. I'm just shocked. Again. Wow.
It's the first time anybody's ever asked me to go to a parade.
Which just continues to verify you did not have a childhood.
No. I was actually born at 17. With a driver's license.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville, 92.9 FM, 880 AM and 1400. We come to you from the Ingles Studio, and it's Football Friday. It's Football Friday, and I do want to know, Jeremy, this week in the NFL, who's in the must-win situation?
There's two different layers of answer to this. I feel like the Buffalo Bills are in a must-win. Your division is really good.
Mm-hmm.
And losing 3 in a row that's a bad look. Now, if they were to lose to Cleveland, which I see absolutely no way that's going to happen, but if it did happen, is your season over? No. But now I feel like everybody looks at you completely differently. Just complete. And the funny thing is that only one of those would be a bad loss. You lost to the Jets at home. In New York. So you lost to the Jets on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And you lost to Minnesota, who is really, really good. But would it not completely change how you look at them? And then the same old Bills starts to marinate on you?
I would think so.
Of as good as this team is, they're still just going to let you down.
Mm-hmm.
I think my Jets fall into that. You need to get this. You lost 13 in a row to New England. You're better than they are, and even if you lose this game, I'm still going to believe you're better than they are, and they will have beaten you twice.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, to me, there's haves and have-nots in the NFL at this point. There's such a clear division. You've got like the Rams. If the Rams beat New Orleans, does that change anything? No. You're still awful.
Mm-hmm.
This is still going to go down as one of the worst seasons in NFL history for a defending champion. So, for me, there's not necessarily the team that needs a win. Dallas Cowboys fall into that, too. You need to beat somebody that can play dead in the Western because you really have not done that yet.
I can see it for the Dallas Cowboys. They're pretty high on the list. I mentioned one in the Beat the Chiefs segment in the 3 o'clock hour of the Cincinnati Bengals.
That was the other one I was going to say.
You can't go on the road and lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers and anybody feel good about it.
And I think that's such an easily losable game.
It is. It is a very easily losable game because, as we have stated, they struggle so much with star pass rushers, and T.J. Watt is the best in the league. So, and he's also undefeated.
Oh, by the way, I'm just going to chuck this out there. You do with it what you want. If Pittsburgh wins this game, it's going to get real loud about them real fast. Because do you know who they play after Cincinnati?
No.
They go to Indianapolis. They go to Atlanta, catch one with the Ravens, and we know that they split that series virtually every year. Panthers, Raiders. That's their next 5 games.
Yikes.
Mm-hmm.
So they win this week. They're 4-6.
You could be 8-6. Wow. And it wouldn't, I don't think, would shock anybody.
No, because all of
me.
those games you just said, absolutely, I feel like are winnable if they play the level of defense that we know they're capable of, and you just have to do the New York Jets thing. You have to not let your quarterback lose those games for you. Because I don't think at this point in the NFL season there's anybody that believes in Kenny Pickett. Like, as future franchise quarterback, none of that. There's none of that around Kenny Pickett right now. To me, it's the Cincinnati Bengals. I think they're 1A and 1B. And this is going to sound ridiculous because of who they're playing, but it's the Los Angeles Chargers. There is no shame in losing to the Kansas City Chiefs. We know this, right?
But you got to stop losing close games.
Exactly. You're at that point where you have hung in with this team time and time and time again. At some point, you have to show us that you can win these games. And with Mike Williams and Keenan Allen possibly going to be able to play this week, you will have no excuse not to be competitive again in this game. Show us you can win it. But dropping 5-5, I think 5-5 in the AFC, as competitive as it is, to me, it's not a good sign. Because these are both teams that we expect to make the playoffs. And at 5-5, it's going to be a tough road.
And I agree with everything you just said. The Chargers and the Bengals both lose. If they were to both lose this week, I would feel so good about who the 7 AFC playoff teams were. I would almost bet against anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
You fall not 2 full games because you'll be a game behind New England whether they win or lose. It's going to be hard with the schedule that you still have left. I mean, because look, I'm not saying this because I'm a Jets fan. The back end of that schedule has 4. There's no such thing as a guaranteed win in this league. There's I cannot figure out how you're going to lose it. Buffalo's the same way. Tennessee's going to win the division.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a lot of losses for Baltimore, Miami, or Kansas City either. So now you're into that point. These are the high-pressure weeks of you can't afford losing close games. I don't care who it's against. If the Chargers don't just get blown out, you better win. If you get blown out, it is what it is. It's Kansas City. But you're going to have to make that up on the backside. You're going to have to win a game that you're not supposed to. And that's where I look at Cincinnati and the Chargers both the same way. Because they both lost games that they shouldn't have. So now you're going to have to win a game that not necessarily should you.
You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. Coming up next, more bangers from Flostradamus, Jeremy Greene.
This is your time for traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Driving slow 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 240 westbound, very busy on the Captain Jeff Bourne Bridge. 240 eastbound, stop and go between exit 3 and exit 4A. Future 26 eastbound, stop and go between Riverside Drive and 240. 26 eastbound slows between Bavard Road and the French Broad River. 26 westbound, stop and go between Hendersonville Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 40 eastbound in Haywood County, crawling between Fines Creek Road and US 276. 40 on the westbound side, crawling between NC 209 and US 276. Sweeten Creek Road, north and southbound, approaching Mills Gap Road is slow. Near Avery Creek, Bavard Road, north and southbound, approaching Long Shoals Road, slow. I'm Lyndon Field with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover. Some banks can make it complicated to redeem credit card rewards. But with Discover, you can redeem your rewards for cash in any amount at any time. Talk about amazing. Learn more at discover.com/redeem rewards. Terms apply.
Open wide. Let me see that smile.
There's a back-to-school braces boom at Doc Kelly's office.
Can you hold on for a sec? Can someone bring me more brackets?
She needs to realign her staffing plan with more registered dental assistants.
Can you reorder the rubber bands and bread?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi,
Hi, my name is Jackie, and a little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the whipped cream and the cherry on top. It's like a little bow on top of this great present of peppermint chip goodness. It tastes like the holidays.
Hey, my name is Chandler, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake is the little pieces of the peppermint that you get. For me, no milkshake is topping the peppermint chip milkshake.
Order a Chick-fil-A peppermint chip milkshake on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real customers paid for their testimonials.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
You might not know this, but the Ingles Bakery is actually a bakery. As in, we bake things. Really delicious things. Things like crusty breads just waiting for that scrumptious strawberry jam. Apple fritters to pair perfectly with that morning cup of coffee. Cakes for any occasion, customized to your precise standards. And did we mention the cookies? It's all in the bag. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Coffee still closes on. Get them the money. Then when you get the money, you get the power. That watch costs more than your car. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
Second set of bangers of the weekend. And you know what it is? It's the same thing every week. I don't just love underdogs. There's one very specific type that I'm a big fan of.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody.
It's Road Dogs. First, UConn's a 10-point dog at Army. I do not know what they have to do to get any respect, but the Fighting Jim Morris are bowl eligible, and they're going to win this game outright. UConn plus the 10. Duke is a 7-point dog at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's defensively is very good. The problem is they can't score to save their lives. It's going to be very cold. I don't necessarily think Duke wins, but they're going to cover the 7. Navy is a 17.5-point dog at Central Florida. Central Florida's got to be shot. They just played the toughest part of their schedule, and now you're coming up against an option team. That's too many points. Navy plus 17.5. Texas Tech's a 3.5-point dog at Iowa State. I don't really even kind of understand that because they're the better team by a lot, which means this would be a pick'em if it was at Texas Tech. Stop. Texas Tech plus 3.5. Iowa's a 2.5-point dog at the PJ Fleck Row the Boat Minnesota Gophers. This game may end up 4-2. Wouldn't shock me in the least. 2.5's too much. Give me Iowa. Finally, Oklahoma State's a 7.5-point dog at Oklahoma. Hey, Vegas, just read my lips. Oklahoma is terrible. Stop giving them 7 in the hook against anybody. Give me the Cowboys.
As always, take your wagers to betus.com. Use the promo code SPORTSOCRACY to get that 125% deposit bonus on whatever you put into the account, up to $2,500. Coming up after the Sports Center update, it'll be daily draft time. Where are we going this weekend?
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Remaining unseasonably cold for us here right through the weekend. Fair to partly cloudy skies here tonight and cold. Temperatures drop down into the mid-20s. Lots of sunshine for us again tomorrow, but again, a chilly day. Only expecting to reach a high around 50 tomorrow afternoon. 10 degrees below average. Colder Sunday as we finish out the weekend. Mix of clouds and sun. High Sunday only in the low 40s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slow 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 240 westbound, very busy on the Captain Jeff Bowen Bridge. 240 eastbound, stop and go between exit 3 and exit 4A. Future 26 eastbound, stop and go between Riverside Drive and 240. 26 eastbound slows between Bavard Road and the French Broad River. 26 westbound, stop and go between Hendersonville Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Asheville.
Save up to 70% off at Mattress Warehouse's Season of Savings event. Stop by your local Mattress Warehouse today to take advantage of 0% financing and free next-day delivery and setup. Visit your local Mattress Warehouse today for savings.
Say goodbye to retaking medicine every few hours. Buy Mucinex DM to get cough and chest congestion relief for 3 times longer than typical 4-hour cough and chest congestion medicines. That's 3 times longer relief for chest congestion and cough. Nothing lasts longer. Among OTC cough and cold medicines, use as directed.
From the Ingles Studios, this is ESPN Asheville, WPEK, W225CJ Fairview, WMXF Waynesville, and iHeart radio station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. There's already 3 feet of snow near Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York, with more still to come. The Bills canceled practice today. They'll travel to Detroit tomorrow for their game with the Browns on Sunday. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson not at practice today with an illness, but should be ready to go Sunday against the Panthers. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, however, may be ready to go out of the playoff picture. Losing to the Titans last night didn't help. ESPN's Sam Acho.
That was probably the game they needed if they wanted to make a playoff run. 6 more games. If you want to make the playoffs, you probably got to win all 6 of them, and it's not looking good, not only for him, but for that entire team.
Sam Acho on Greene. Steelers safety Minkah Fitzpatrick is ready to play against the Bengals on Sunday, just a week after having an appendectomy. Chiefs wideout Juju Smith-Schuster is out for Sunday night's game against the Chargers. He's in the concussion protocol now after taking a hit last week against the Jaguars.
Halloween is over, but hiring is still a bit scary? Indeed's end-to-end solution helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Money. That's money. Enter it now.
Log on now to ESPNAVL.com. And good luck from ESPN Asheville.
He's a degenerate gambler.
You are a smelly pirate hooker.
And he's cheaper than oxygen.
He's useless.
But somehow, they make it work. Jeremy Greene, Tank Spencer. There's no holding back in the Sportsocracy. Presented by Ingles Supermarkets and Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
It is the final hour of the Sportsocracy here on a Football Friday on ESPN Asheville 92.9 FM, 880 AM, and 1400. The Sportsocracy heard everywhere on the iHeart Radio app, and we are seen everywhere on YouTube. Just go to thesportsocracy.com, click on that live video link. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can get the alerts whenever we go live, like, Sunday morning for the Fantasy Game Time Decisions show, where we will help you set your lineups for the fantasy day.
We are to the witching hour in fantasy football.
It is.
Just a few weeks away from the playoffs.
Don't forget you can play DFS with us as well. We will give you all of the guys that you can set in your lineup for the battle for the belt. We got the belt is on its way. It has been created. And the winner, obviously, going to get the belt. Also, the big prize pack worth over $1,000 from our lovely sponsors. So get in today, youtube.com/thesportsocracy. Click on the link in the description of our videos, the ones from this week, not last week's, because we've had issues with the old links.
Make sure you click the link in the description of this video or the one that's on the Facebook. It's pinned to the top. It's there. I've seen it. I've seen me do it.
Right. So get into the DFS contest with us. You don't have to play but just 1 week, because all you got to do is win one game, win 1 week, and you're into the finals of the battle for the belt. Again, the link in the description of the YouTube videos, also pinned on our social medias at the Sportsocracy all across the platforms. Yes, even Twitter, while it's still working.
Oh, it's going to keep working. Might not work well.
Everybody's freaking out.
I know. I'm well aware. Oh, what are we going to do? Elon Musk took over Twitter. Give it a minute.
Yeah,
okay.
It'll be fine.
This guy puts vehicles into space. I think he can make your stupid social platform work. Might take a minute.
work out the kinks a little bit. It'll be fine.
And here's the thing. It was irrevocably broken anyway. Why do you think we don't give out our Twitter handles unless one of us says something that we think might irritate one of you?
As we do every 5 o'clock hour here on the program, started out with the daily draft. And on Fridays, we always do the daily draft of if money were no object, where are the places to be this weekend? Jeremy, you have the number one pick.
I do.
Without to me, a marquee game in college football this weekend.
This is the worst slate in college football I've ever seen. When the two best games of the weekend are in the Pac-12,
there are, to me, some dog water matchups in the NFL as well. This one could be a very interesting daily draft.
Well, you also have to remember something about me. I'm a house cat. I don't like cold.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the tiebreaker for my first choice. I'm going to Los Angeles, California. Well, actually, Inglewood. For the Kansas City Chiefs and the Los Angeles Chargers.
Great pick. Great pick, because to me that has the potential to be the game of the week.
And it's not going to be 7 degrees, which I'm a huge fan of, with 30-mile-an-hour winds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if you're not going to be around Sunday for our fantasy show, let me give you a solid piece of advice. Invest your money in running backs, because the wind is going to be a-blowing pretty much anywhere you are, unless you're in Detroit, because the NFL robbed us of our fun and the snow game.
Yes. Yes, they did. And that'll be my first pick of the daily draft today. Buffalo Bills, Cleveland Browns in Detroit.
I think you can get into that game for $6.
Which is why that's where I want to go. Hello. Just because money's no object doesn't mean I'm just going to spend it willy-nilly.
It's $25. For pretty much any seat in the house.
In. I'm absolutely in.
I actually think they'll let you coach this game for $300.
Again,
Kevin
sold.
Stefanski will let you come on the sideline and call plays. Tickets on the 50-yard line are $140.
Let's go. See, this is how football should be.
What, 2 teams in a city that no one cares about them, so they're giving tickets away?
Exactly. I mean, look, if you can pack the house in Germany for 2 random NFL teams, I feel like you should be able to go to Detroit and pack that stadium for 2 random teams as well. Because it's going to be better than anything you've seen from your Lions.
So you think that NFL tickets should be cheaper?
Mm-hmm.
I believe you're using that very liberally. Make them laugh, make them laugh.
Aha. I see what you did there. And I don't blame you. It's funny.
Yep, that was funny.
Good job. And then...
by the way, your first pick was not in my top 10.
That's fine. Because you don't think that's going to be a game.
No, I think Buffalo is going to bleed them like a catfish.
It very well could happen.
I like every member of Buffalo this week. And by the way, Greg Newsom's not playing. He has a concussion.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, he's the one that was going to originally be on Gabriel Davis. Maybe you see where I'm headed with this. He was the good corner.
Gabriel Davis season.
And I use that very liberally, too.
Yeah. It's Gabriel Davis season. I get it. And then I'm going to go to Minnesota. Dallas Cowboys, Minnesota Vikings. If for anything, just to laugh at the Dallas Cowboys fans as they leave, crying, worse than Derek Carr.
Yeah, this is not going to be fun for you. I can't figure out. I keep looking at the Vegas line going, I get that Cowboy fans bet a certain way, and you take the advantage where you can get it. This is aggressive. Like, I feel like any sharp is looking at Minnesota going, this is a trap. Like, was Kirk Cousins abducted by space aliens and you're not telling me? Or, because that's about the only way that this actually makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
We going Sean Mannion?
Minnesota Vikings roll the Dallas Cowboys this weekend. But I want to be there for the record that's about to be set by Justin Jefferson.
Oh, he's going to have a day.
100% he is.
And that one's in a dome, so that's about the only receiver you should be looking at this week going, uh-huh. Oh, shoe buddy.
What is the NFL record for the most receiving yards in one game?
335, I think, off the top of my head.
I think Justin Jefferson's got a shot.
Okay, no, that's a little far.
I think
he sets that
might have a
record.
shot.
I swear we will never hear the end of the fact he said that.
You will not.
He was joking, and we will literally hear that for months on end. I feel like I need to go to a college game, but I can't.
I can't,
not with this pick. You know why? Because my team, the Jets, Jets, could break the Belichick curse, and I want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
I almost was there. If it wasn't for I don't know what the weather's going to be like, I investigated. And it would take a lot for me to say, I'm going to go to Foxborough. That would be like you saying, I'm going to Rocky Top. That would take a lot.
Yeah.
That's a special day.
Yeah. But I would do it.
I don't know that you should.
Well, I mean, I'm not wearing Georgia gear.
I would totally wear Jets gear into Foxborough. I'm a big old feller. Now you on the other hand,
I'm the kind of guy who gets his tail kicked in a parking lot
no
just for
doubt,
showing up.
No doubt, you're the guy that shows up in the opposing gear, and they're like, "Hey, it's a little one. Get him!
Get him!
He looks like King Boo." Kirby came to the wrong stadium today.
Kirby. Nice. All right, so you're going New York Jets at the New England Patriots.
How sad is that the 4 best games of the weekend are all in the NFL? Like, our first 4 picks are all in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Does that not speak to how big of a division there is in college football?
Absolutely.
I mean, if you think we're exaggerating this, look at who the top 10 play.
Mm-hmm.
The best game of the bunch is Illinois-Michigan. Or TCU Baylor. Ironic I said that because that's my next pick.
Okay.
I'm not going to divulge what I think happens in this game because it may or may not appear later in this here program.
Which always means it will.
Yes. Yes, it will.
Yes, it will. TCU at Baylor. Is this the game where TCU finally bites the dust? Is this the game where they can't complete the comeback? They've come back, it seems like, in every game they've played this season.
This may be the most ultimate trap game that I've ever seen. Because you've got Baylor coming off a really bad loss. They're 6-4. It's in Baylor. You just got absolutely smoked by Kansas State last week. And yet the line's 2.5. What does that tell you?
Mm-hmm.
It tells you that Vegas looks at TCU and goes, you are an illusion. You are a mirage. And you're going to get got eventually. It's just a question of when.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, when Baylor's right, Baylor's fun. It's loud. It's actually going to be cold in Texas, too. Is it just going to be cold everywhere?
Yes.
Florida and everything else is cold.
Mm-hmm.
I hate winter.
I love winter.
Oh, cold weather is the worst. Of course you love winter. This is the same man that walks around here whining like a chihuahua that he's cold all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You shiver like a little old chihuahua. That just, I'm so cold. It's because there's nothing to you.
It's true. It's true. And you know why? PhD weight loss is the reason why.
Segue.
That's right. In the last year, PhD weight loss has changed my body so much that, yes, I find that I'm a little more vulnerable to the cold nowadays. But that's because I don't have as much of me as there used to be. More than 90 pounds of me has disappeared. Now, it wasn't just magic overnight. It took some work to do it. And all it took was me following the plan of PhD weight loss. Dr. Ashley Lucas and the gang over there, they have the plan, darn near foolproof, that you too can have success. They give you 80% of the food that you need to have success on the program. Think about that. Think about all the things that you can do when 80% of your meals are already planned for you. All you got to do is pick your favorite thing in the meal plan to have for that specific meal. It's very easy.
Those were words that I'd often said. Well, I'm busy all the time. I'm constantly on the go. That's why I settle for fast food. Those words quickly got used against me. What if you had the food at your disposal at all times? And that's the case with PhD. They took away the bad decisions, and just under a year on the program, I'm down to my high school weight. I'm sleeping like a baby, and it's all thanks to the planning program of PhD Weight Loss.
They can help you find the answer to your biggest health problems. Obesity is a killer, as we all know, and it can cause so many problems. And with this plan, they can help you reverse the symptoms of things like type 2 diabetes and sleep apnea and just all of the things that can lead you down the path to a shorter life. Now I feel like I have more years to live, and I'm going to enjoy it in my nice brand new body. The PhD Weight Loss Program, very easy. Get with them today at myphdweightloss.com. The Daily Draft will continue next here on ESPN Asheville.
This is your time saver on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic stop and go 240 eastbound between Amboy Road and US 1923 exit 4A. 240 on the westbound side slow between Chuns Cove Road and Montford Avenue. Feature 26 eastbound slow between Riverside Drive and 240. 26 westbound slows between Fanning Bridge Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound slowing near the French Broad River. On 40 westbound traffic slow between Porters Cove Road and 240 Charlotte Highway. 40 westbound near George's Branch Road is slow. Haywood County 40 westbound crawling between NC 209 and US 276. 40 on the eastbound side stop and go between Vines Creek Road and US 276. Near Avery Creek, Brevard Road north and southbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. I'm Lyndon Fuel with your time saver traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Asheville.
Save up to 70% off at Mattress Warehouse's Season of Savings event. Stop by your local Mattress Warehouse today to take advantage of 0% financing and free next-day delivery and setup. Visit your local Mattress Warehouse today for savings.
Help the planet with a tip from iHeartRadio Earth. Water heating can account for up to 25% of the energy consumed in your home. Save money and energy and improve the comfort of your home by turning down the temperature of your water heater from 140 to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. It can save you up to 22% on your energy bill annually. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.
Festivals, football, flannels. Some say fall is their favorite time of year. And this fall, there are now updated COVID-19 booster shots designed to help protect against COVID-19 variants. If you've had your primary series, schedule an updated COVID-19 booster shot appointment as soon as you're eligible. And don't forget to enjoy the foliage. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Are you ready to tackle your banking needs? Home Trust Bank's team of expert advisors and lenders want to be your teammate. We want to hear your story, learn your aspirations, and assist you with financial needs, and provide options that are tailored to you. With a wide range of personal, mortgage, and commercial services, you will discover all your banking needs under one roof with a local and personalized touch at Home Trust Bank. Score big with Home Trust Bank. Ready for what's next. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When I finally drove the old car into the grave, I knew there was only one place I was going to go. Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville, home of the family plan. And yes, they treat you like family. I went in, told them what I was looking for, told them my budget, and in no time, I was signing the paperwork on my certified pre-owned vehicle. They have the area's largest selection on quality pre-owned vehicles and certified Nissans. They go through a 167-point inspection, so you know it's not going to let you down. They gave me the Carfax report, so I know the history of my vehicle. And the Fred Anderson family plan gives me things like oil changes and car washes and loaner cars if I have to have major work done on the car in the future. For me, buying a car has always been an intimidating thought. But the folks at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville made it super easy. Don't be like me. Don't wait till the last minute to get a deal done. Go to AndersonNissan.com or stop by the showroom at 629 Brevard Road. And don't forget to mention we sent you from the Sportsocracy and get a $250 bonus on your trade-in at Fred Anderson Nissan of Asheville.
The Sportsocracy.
The ceiling is the roof. Let's make it happen. Let's keep moving forward.
You're back in the Sportsocracy on ESPN Asheville, coming to you live from the Ingles Studio. Ingles Supermarkets, low prices, love the savings. Yeah, Thanksgiving is coming up next week. You know, Ingles Supermarkets, they have all of your deals for all of the things that you're going to need to put on the table next Thursday. I cannot wait. It's one of my favorite holidays of all time.
And yet you disrespect it by putting up your Christmas tree early.
It's all part of the season, man. Look, Thanksgiving is just a stepping stone to Christmas.
No.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Thanksgiving, once it's over, that starts Christmas.
Tomorrow is the Christmas parade. It's Christmas season.
Yeah. I can't really explain that. I don't have a good logical excuse.
Do that
there.
because everybody wants to see Christmassy crap on Thanksgiving. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Never seen it.
All about Christmas.
Never seen it.
So ridiculous to me.
Are you one of those people that sat around and watched the parade on television?
Every Thanksgiving, we had to turn the television on and watch the parade from start to finish. You had to see all of the inflatables and all of the. My grandmother was just, she had to see the Rockettes because they would always come out and do their little kick dance at the Macy's Thanksgiving parade, and you had to be there to watch it because that's the official start of the Christmas season.
I don't know why anybody would watch the Rockettes. They lost to the Jazz the other night. It was painful to watch.
Oh, I love that. I love that. You're he's just a big dumb animal, folks.
He's just a big dumb bear, folks. Just a big dumb bear.
We are in the midst of our daily draft here on a Football Friday, and always on Fridays. We talk about the places to be around the football weekend. There are just not great games this weekend on the college slate. I mean, think about that. So you got like number 1 Georgia going to Kentucky. That's a 22.5-point spread.
Oof.
Kentucky, who was one of the possible stumbling blocks that you looked at early in the season going, hey, if Georgia's going to lose a game, could be that Kentucky game. And the way the season has gone, it's just nobody. You know, Kentucky's not in their class. North Carolina and Georgia Tech is one of the top 25 games of the weekend. And then you've got like Alabama and Austin P. It's gross. It's gross. Next week is going to be fun because you got some rivalry games all mixed in to the action here. I mean, I guess if I'm going to a college game this weekend, look, I learned my lesson. I'm not doing Pac-12 stuff anymore. So just because there are 2 top 25 matchups in the Pac-12 this weekend, I don't care. USC, UCLA, Utah, Oregon, I'm not interested any longer. You have no national relevance in that conference. I'm done with you. Number 14 Ole Miss goes to Arkansas, though. And I feel like that, while it could get completely out of hand, and Ole Miss could just dog walk the Razorbacks, still feel like there's a chance that that's going to be a really good one.
KJ Jefferson's supposed to be back for this game, which would change a lot.
Yes. Yes, it would. So I'm going Ole Miss at Arkansas.
Now, he is also starting to be like a bird. I've been told he was going to be back for 3 straight weeks, and yet I haven't seen him, and I'm starting to think he may not be real.
Okay. And I think that's going to do it for me on college football.
And he's done. He's done, folks. He's done.
I think I'm done. There is one place that I'm really interested to be this weekend. Not because of necessarily I think it's going to be a great game. I just kind of want to be there to get the atmosphere, to kind of take the temperature of what the feel is in Indianapolis. I really just want to get I want to be with the Indianapolis Colts fans right now just to see where they're at. Are you feeling like this is a thing, like Jeff Saturday is going to spark something in this team and you're actually going to have a shot to win some games down the stretch here? Nobody believes that you're going to be able to beat the Philadelphia Eagles, who are coming off their first loss of the season. But I think I want to be there just to get a sense of the atmosphere right now in Indianapolis. Because I think they've caught a spark, and the fans, I think, have a little bit of hope. So I'm going Philly and Indy.
This is a daily draft first. We are through 4 picks. You have taken 4 selections that I did not have on my list.
Nice.
So I am literally going to get my top 5.
Good for you.
Because I do want to go to a Pac-12 game. I want to go to USC, UCLA. If for nothing else, because I want to see that USC team. But because you might actually get a half-full stadium for UCLA, which is really hard to do.
It's really rare.
In the Rose Bowl, all the pageantry of it all. That's how bad this week is. I've been the biggest one poo-pooing the Pac-12, and that's actually one of mine.
Mm-hmm.
And my final one, this is a game that I think will be closer than you might think at first glance, and this is a really important game. I'm going Pittsburgh. Cincinnati Bengals, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Now, my final pick in today's daily draft.
You took 3 that I don't think have a chance of being close.
Oh, 100%. Like I said, I don't think there's going to be a lot of really good close games out there. And the ones that are going to be, because there always are, you just don't really care about the matchups unless you're a fan of those teams.
I'll tell you a fun betting anomaly with what you just said. Over the last 5 years, the lowest rated weeks have had the most close games. That's one of those, there is no causation there.
Mm-hmm.
But that is something to put in your hat and marinate on.
Okay. All right. My final pick, and I'm going to cheat.
Of course you are.
I'm going to cheat.
You know you're getting smoked, so you're going to cheat.
That's what I do. That's what I do. Look, I'm tapped out, okay? It's not a great week for matchups. So I want to go to Vegas. And I'm not just going for the shows. I'm not just going for the gambling. I'm going to Vegas.
Well, you shouldn't go for the gambling. You're not very good at it.
Oh, for tonight. Tonight in Las Vegas. It's the Continental Tire main event tonight. College basketball. That's where I want to be. That's where I want to be.
You broke out a basketball game.
I did. It's not just one basketball game. It's 2 basketball games. You got number 5 Baylor and number 16 Virginia in the first game of the evening. And then number 8 UCLA taking on number 19 Illinois in the second game of the night. Continental Tire main event. Must-watch college basketball tonight if that's your thing. It is college basketball season after all. So I cheated.
You cheated.
I did. I cheated. Look, when college football and the NFL doesn't hand you enough games or enough good, intriguing matchups, you got to go somewhere. Money's no object. You didn't say I have to stay in the football realm.
In fairness, I didn't. I thought that was understood, but.
Yeah, it kind of was. But again, I'm a cheater. What can I say? Tom Brady's my quarterback. Y'all get it. You're in the Sportsocracy here on ESPN Asheville. It is now time for the most important message of the day.
Addiction is here to support the parents and families of those struggling with substance use. Visit drugfree.org for help and hope.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun. They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're starting to speak another language, like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
Babbel.
Babbel. Go to babbel.com to try for free. That's BABBEL.com. Babbel.com.
It is season number 2 of the NFL Explained podcast. I'm Mike Yam, and I got a new co-host this season. Here we go.
Yes, you do. I am real Mike Robin. This podcast hopes to give you the who, what, where, when, why, and how of everything you ever wanted to know about the National Football League. Come on, man, let's get it.
I'm with you there. Trust me, we're going to have you covered on season 2 of the NFL Explained podcast. You can listen and follow on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to your podcasts.
What's better than having your favorite radio stations, music, and podcasts on demand? Having it all for free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
Camp unloads right side, deep to the end zone, overthrows everybody. Rockets win. Rockets win! This week on the Buncombe County Game of the Week, it's week 3 of the playoffs, and the Reynolds Rockets will be hosting Butler. The Rockets are coming off an exciting win over Chambers, while Butler knocked off Mooresville to earn the trip to come up the mountain. We get it all started with Sports Tank Friday at 6 o'clock. The Bojangles Countdown to Kickoff show is at 6:30 with a kickoff at 7. The best high school football coverage is on News Radio 570, WWNC, and ESPN Asheville.
The Sportsocracy.
We're just dumping a bag of hammers.
It is ESPN Asheville back here in the Ingles Studio. I'm Tank Spencer, and he's the guy who hates Christmas for some reason.
I don't hate Christmas at all. I just want Thanksgiving to get its flowers. Thanksgiving is fantastic, and I feel like now it's just like Christmas halftime for many of you. Because Halloween happens, and then all of a sudden we start seeing elves and reindeer, and there's no turkeys. I have seen no turkeys.
Turkeys aren't as pretty to look at.
Well, neither are you. So,
well, I get that. People don't put my face on their, Christmas decorations.
I look like Kenny Powers, so I have no room to talk.
This is very true. This is absolutely true.
Although I will say I notice whenever I don't have a hat on, I have the shiniest forehead of any person on the planet Earth, and I have no idea why. There is no light directly on me, and yet it looks like a UFO is landing on my forehead.
It does.
And I don't know why.
I don't either.
I've been sitting here staring at it for 2.5 hours like, what is that? My parents put me through one of those bowling ball cleaners when I was a child, and
I also can't wait till you get a little older and that hairline starts to recede.
Me neither, because I got a fault line right in the middle of my head. Just cut that off, like that. That's fine. We'll recede that far. It won't
got
go
like
any
a giant wave right there in the top of his head.
I call it my fault line. It's like an earthquake right in the middle of my skull.
Does Seth find that hard to deal with when he's cutting your hair?
It's not pleasant. And yet he still finds a way to do it. Because he is the best barber in all of Asheville. Steadfast Barbershop, Tunnel Road. Tell him the mulleted guy from ESPN sent you.
I also did appreciate the 1995 Kevin Nash reference. That's kind of who you look like as well.
Hey, don't be jelly of the most luxurious mullet you've ever seen.
Jelly.
It's fine.
Frankie Cleary in the YouTube comments says Thanksgiving is hands down the best holiday. No, it's really not.
I can't say it's the best holiday, but it's a great holiday.
It is a great holiday.
And it just doesn't get its flowers, and it irks me.
Again, put up some pretty lights. Give some gifts. Do something.
No, that's Christmas's thing.
Poke you with the stick.
That's the beauty of Thanksgiving. That's the beauty of that. There is none of that. I don't have to worry about getting you a stupid gift. I don't have to worry about any of that. Okay? We just eat the food, we sit down, and we're supposed to be nice to each other for one day, and that's too much for some of you, and it makes me angry.
It's not too much. We can do that, It's just more fun to be Christmassy. That's why I love Christmas. It makes the world a better place.
The gift giving thing is just, it's so tedious to me.
You don't have to give gifts.
Oh, I got you a gift. Oh, no, I'm probably not gonna like it. Which means now I have to get you a gift, and you're probably gonna like it.
I see what this is. This is Jeremy's selfishness.
No, it's not. It's not. Who can? All right. If the two of us sat down and said we want a gift, who do you think gets you a better gift? Me or you? It's you. It's always you.
Yeah.
Because you are you.
Mm-hmm. You hate having to play the guessing game.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay.
And you know why? Because I always overspend on gifts. Always. Invariably. No matter. I got you a computer. I got you a rubber duck. I got housed on that.
Yes.
Are you the kind of guy that buys scratch offs? Stephen Todd just asked that in the.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Do you give people scratchers as Christmas presents? That strikes me as something you would do.
No. Mm-mm. I mean, I have put them in, like, stockings for people.
Never know. It could be a worthless piece of paper.
Right,
Could be
exactly.
$1,000.
Could be $1,000. You never know. Would you get them a couple of scratchers? You throw in some candy, and it's a hell of a stocking stuffer. Give them the opportunity to have a whole bunch of money, and it only cost you $2-3.
Yeah, Tank would actually give Powerball tickets from a previous drawing. These were broken for me. Maybe you can try them.
Yeah, that would definitely not be a this is your sole present. That's a stocking stuffer.
Amy and I this is our 5th year together.
Mm-hmm.
I have already specifically told her what I want for Christmas. And by told her, I mean, I'm going to go buy this. And you could say, Merry Christmas. And I'm totally fine with that. That's all good. We're good. I asked her the same question. What do you want? I mean, you've already gotten so much. Like nope. No, yeah. I learned. I'm a big dumb bear.
It's a trap.
I'm a big dumb bear, but I'm not that big. I'm not that dumb. I'm that big, not that dumb.
Mm-hmm.
So you can tell me what you want, or I'm going to guess, and you are not easy to shop for.
Yeah. But to me, that's part of the fun of the season.
See, I oversold the first 5 years we were together, I think I hit every piece of jewelry you could possibly have.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've gotten her everything but a toe ring. So now I'm like recycling.
It's a great idea.
Can we go necklace again? Is that a bad thing?
It's never a bad time for a toe ring.
All right, Rex Ryan.
I don't know. I've never bought toe rings, so I don't know. Use your imagination.
I don't have one of those. I think we've established this.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It's the reason I hate.
But you should. I mean, I feel like you should have some kind of an idea of like, ooh, I saw this in the store and I thought you would look beautiful in it. Or,
I have not been.
You buy her clothes?
Oh, Lord, no.
Why?
Have you met her?
Yeah.
You ever seen her not look completely put together?
No.
How many of those clothing items do you think I bought? Because it's 0. And somehow she does all this for like $8.
Well, maybe you should.
She'll get an Amazon box full of clothes and go, yep, spent $8 on that. How in the... I can't buy underoos for $8. Yeah, I don't try to play that game. And I haven't been in a store all year. Mm-hmm. So I shop exclusively online.
Okay.
I buy cereal online. What up?
Mr. Homebody here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll go to the grocery store. There is an Ingles right down the street from my house.
Mm-hmm.
And I know where everything is. And low prices love the savings. So. And I don't want to wait overnight for beer.
See, there are some people like Jeremy who would just rather, why don't you let me give you some money and you go buy something?
I don't know where the bell is, but yes, that exactly.
And then there are people like me who will get mad if you give me money.
I had an old boss that was exactly like me. We both got each other a card for Christmas. I knew there was cash in his. I knew there was cash in mine. The question was, who gave who more cash? And then it turned into like a standoff of who's going to open theirs first. Exact same amount. We laughed about that for 4 years.
That is funny. That is very funny. I remember one year I got nothing but cash.
That's a good year.
That's it. It was the worst Christmas of my life.
Oh,
I was so ticked off. I just got mad at everybody. Like, are you kidding me? You're so lazy. You wouldn't find something
Wait a minute.
that you thought I would enjoy.
Wait a minute. So you, Captain Cheaper Than Dirt, were upset that people gave you monies to buy your own things.
Right.
Now me, that's all I want from anyone. You want to get me a gift? Chuck a $20 my way.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Gift cards, stuff like that.
I'm good with a gift card. Yeah, I'm good with all of that.
To me, it's lazy. It's just laziness. Like, I want some creativity. I want you to, I want you to see something and go, oh, that would be, I think Tank would really enjoy that. Rather than just going, here's a $25 gift card to Outback. Go get you some steak or something.
That's perfect. I've never in my life have I ever looked at my wallet and gone, oh, there's that gift card that I didn't use. Nope. 100%. Now, I have looked at a drawer and gone, hey, look, there's that god-awful sweater that looks like it was made out of a pool tarp. I also get offended when people think I'm fatter than I am. Because you got to understand I'm 6'5", so people look at – I always said you were the one that broke sizing for people that tried to buy things from me because you're shorter than me. But for the longest time, we wore the same size.
Yes.
And now I've lost weight, you've lost weight, and I'm still a double XL or an XL tall if it's a tall thing. But I've gotten shirts that were 5X. You've known me for 5 years. You think I ever fit into that? And then it's almost like offensive to me of like, how fat do you think I am? I mean, I get that I'm tall. I understand that. But what are we doing here?
Right.
Yeah, the gift-giving side of Christmas is the most overrated part. That's why I love Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I love Christmas, too. I like the tree. We'll be at the Ingles Giving Tree on Monday. I'm very much looking forward to that. Looking forward to the parade tomorrow.
Your first ever Christmas parade. I feel...
You keep adding extra words to that. This is my first parade ever, period.
Okay.
There's never been a time where I went, hey, they're having a parade. We should go. I've never done that. I've never had anybody do it to me.
Okay, Christmas parade is at the very like if you're on Family Feud, and they go, the category today is parades, and you go, Easter, Christmas, number one answer on the board, not close. It's 99-1. If you're gonna go to a parade, I would think you've been to a Christmas parade.
Yep. Nope. Never been to one.
So it's still baffling to me. Still baffling to me. See, like Stephen Tao in the comments says, the problem is, like, what if you buy somebody a shirt and then you never see them wear it? Won't you be ticked off? No, because I don't see them every day. Maybe they wore it another time. I don't care. I bought something and I gave it to you. What you do with it from there, that's your business. I don't care.
Did you ever watch Big Bang Theory?
Yes.
Sheldon would get a gift, and it would immediately compute how much that gift cost.
Yes, I remember that.
I laughed at that episode aggressively because I've seen me do that. I've Googled how much something cost just to know how much I should spend on that person the next time. I've seen me do it, and I thought, there's nobody this neurotic on the planet. Yeah, there is.
Oh, there is. There is. See, we call that keeping score in my family, and I don't keep score. Like, I just want something. Like, I could buy you you ask me for something that's $500, and if I can afford it, I will give it to you because that's what you want for Christmas. I mean, not you, obviously, but it would have to be like my children.
All right, so this explains the two of us in a nutshell. You brought me lunch today. before it was sat down, what did I ask you?
How much do I owe you?
Bingo.
Mm-hmm. And I said, I don't need to be completely repaid. If you could just do me this small little favor.
Done.
Right. I don't keep score. It doesn't have to be equal value to me. It truly is the thought that counts when it comes to Christmas for me. I know people, and a lot of people aren't like that. A lot of people are scorekeepers. I get it.
That's not me. That's one of the greatest tangents we've ever gone on.
Yeah, it was.
That was one of the greatest tangents we've ever gone on. That explains us a little bit better. And now I'm going to explain myself by giving you all the bangers to use this weekend in this dreadful college football schedule.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic is slow 240 westbound between Chuns Cove Road and Montford Avenue. 240 eastbound slow between Amboy Road and US 1923 exit 4A. 26 westbound slows between Long Shoals Road and the Blue Ridge Parkway. 26 eastbound slowing between I-40 and Bavard Road. 40 eastbound in Swannanoa near Porter's Cove Road, an accident. The shoulder closed. Haywood County, 40 westbound crawling between US 1923 exit 27 and US 276. 40 eastbound stop and go between Vines Creek Road and US 276. Brevard Road southbound near I-40, an accident has the left turn lane closed. Near Avery Creek, Brevard Road north and southbound approaching Long Shoals Road is slow. Sweeten Creek Road southbound delays between the Blue Ridge Parkway and Mills Gap Road. I'm Lemon Field with your Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mattress Warehouse of Asheville.
Save up to 70% off at Mattress Warehouse's Season of Savings event. Stop by your local Mattress Warehouse today to take advantage of 0% financing and free next-day delivery and setup. Visit your local Mattress Warehouse today for savings.
Festivals, football, flannels. Some say fall is their favorite time of year. And this fall, there are now updated COVID-19 booster shots designed to help protect against COVID-19 variants. If you've had your primary series, schedule an updated COVID-19 booster shot appointment as soon as you're eligible. And don't forget to enjoy the foliage. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Meet Joe A,
Hi.
Joe B,
Hello.
and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Since man created roads, they've been looking for ways to get off-road and vehicles to take them there. That's where Outlaw Off-Road comes in. A premier off-road center for Jeeps, trucks, and SUVs with a complete lineup of off-road and overland services, including maintenance and repair to make your vehicle all that it can be. Check out their location right here in Western North Carolina at 85 Avery Creek Road. Call them today at 828-974-8480 or visit them on the web at theoutlawoffroad.com.
I believe real estate isn't about properties. It's about people. I'm Clarissa Hyatt Zack with eXp Realty, serving all of Western North Carolina. Navigating the home buying and selling journey can feel overwhelming at times, and that's why having an agent who cares about you and your needs is key. I'm a native of Western North Carolina, and I close over a home a week. I'm an expert in the market, pricing my sellers correctly to net you the most money, and working as a skilled negotiator for my buyers. Please give me a call today at 828-774-6343 to set up a complimentary market analysis.
Coffee's the closer's only. Get them the money! Then when you get the money, you get the power. That watch costs more than your car. Then when you get the power, then you get the woman.
It's the best time of the weekend. My 6 favorite picks of the weekend. This week, a few more favorites. I told you earlier, there's not necessarily a causation here, but for some reason, the lowest rated weeks tend to bring about the most close games. First, Ole Miss is a 2.5-point favorite at Arkansas. These two teams are not really close. I feel like this is an overreaction to KJ Jefferson potentially returning. If he doesn't, this won't be even in the ballpark. I'm not sure they can cover that with him. Ole Miss is just better, faster, every you could possibly throw out there.
Ole Miss, minus 2.5. Michigan's a 17.5-point favorite against Illinois. And Illinois is good defensively. The problem is that they can't score to save their lives. Chase Brown got a little banged up last week. This sets up as a bloodletting. Give me blue, minus 17.5. USC, 2.5-point favorite. I've said it a bunch of times. UCLA is grossly overrated. And as soon as you see them play a high-level offense, you'll see what I'm talking about. They've already been unveiled. So has USC's defense. I don't care. This is going to be a track meet. This is a rivalry game. Give me USC big. But that's not what we do here.
Underdog, 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 underdog.
Speed of lightning, roar of thunder, my West Virginia Mountaineers, baby. 7.5-point dogs at home against Kansas State. If you hadn't learned this by now, I don't know what you're waiting for, because I do it a lot, and it seems to work out pretty well. On the road, scattered, smothered, covered. In Morgantown, that West Virginia faithful shows up. I'm not saying they win. They'll cover that 7.5. Oregon's a 2-point dog against Utah. What's my rule about Bo Nix? Bo Nix at home, real good. Bo Nix on the road, not so much. Well, this one's in Eugene. Give me the quack, quack, go Ducks +2. And finally, the big dog. The Baylor Bears are a 2.5-point dog at home against TCU. Every college football fan should be cheering for Baylor, because we don't want those stupid Horned Frogs in our playoff. I think this is where they get got. This has immortal trap game written all over it. Vegas is heavy on Baylor. That line feels too low. Overreaction to the most recent thing you've seen. Give me the Baylor Bears. They win outright.
And you can take those wagers to betus.com. Use the promo code Sportsocracy. Get a 125% deposit bonus on whatever you put into the account, up to $2,500. Man, it's been a long week.
This has been an aggressively long week. As of today, I've worked 18 days in a row. I'm very tired.
Very tired. Very tired. But, hey, it's all worth it. To see your comments in the YouTube stream, just go to thesportsocracy.com, click on that live video link, subscribe to the channel, join us in the chat each and every show. And don't forget to join us on Sunday morning, as we will get you all set for your fantasy day with the Fantasy Game Time Decisions show with myself, Jeremy Greene, and our good friend, the Canadan, David Smith of Armchair Commentary. Join the battle for the belt. DFS contest link is in the description of the YouTube video. It's also posted and pinned on all of our social medias. Find us at The Sportsocracy. Don't forget, you can always hear us live right here on ESPN Asheville at 3. Take us with you everywhere you go with the iHeartRadio app. Coming up next, we got high school football starting in just a matter of minutes with Sports Tank Friday. I'll get you set for the matchups tonight. We will have Butler taking on the AC Reynolds Rockets in the Buncombe County High School football game of the week as the Rockets try to advance to the next round of the playoffs. We will see you back here in the Ingles Studios Sunday morning, and then, of course, returning on ESPN Asheville at 3 on Monday, when we'll be live at the Asheville Outlets from the lighting of the Ingles Giving Tree, benefiting Manna Food Bank.
This is your Exergen Temporal Scanner weather forecast on ESPN Asheville.
Remaining unseasonably cold for us here right through the weekend. Fair to partly cloudy skies here tonight and cold. Temperatures drop down into the mid-20s. Lots of sunshine for us again tomorrow, but again, a chilly day. Only expecting to reach a high around 50 tomorrow afternoon. 10 degrees below average. Colder Sunday as we finish out the weekend. Mix of clouds and sun. High Sunday only in the low 40s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone at the Weather Channel.
This is your time saver traffic on the new ESPN Asheville.
Traffic slowing 240 westbound between Charlotte Street and Montford Avenue. 240 eastbound slowing between exit 3 and exit 4.